have one very good witness. You.
What'd you say? You threatening me?
Something you're not telling me here?
No. Well, he was mouthing off at the precinct. He said some stuff to me, but...
Like what?
Nothing, the usual garbage.
Christine, did this man threaten you directly?
He's not gonna touch me. Because if he comes within 3 feet of me, I'll kill him. Integrated amplifier with 5-band equalizer, 100 watts per channel. Does that sound fantastic?
Sounds expensive.
It's on sale, $850 on 14th Street.
Christine, if you're asking me, $850 for a stereo is expensive.
It's state of the art, Mary Beth. Sign me in, will you?
Yeah.
Look at this. There must be 600 people downtown who do nothing but write memos. One thing about the police department, they stay in touch. Retirement plan, credit union, uniform inspection. Listen to this. Stress reduction encounter group. You love that?
That's this week.
What's a stress reduction encounter group?
Well, it says right here, helps you deal with job-related stress of police work.
Oh, well, thank you too much. I'd rather go skiing.
Do you have the paperwork on the Mendoza column?
They can't do this.
Do what?
It's mandatory.
Oh, I saw that. Apparently, it's a pilot program they're developing citywide, all departments.
Well, I don't need someone telling me how to solve my problems, do you?
Well, there have been studies done to indicate that sharing your feelings about your work with colleagues is a very effective way of dealing with job-related stress.
When I'm stressed out, I jog. 3 miles, I'm spaghetti.
Cagney Lacey.
Talking about your feelings can't hurt you, Christine.
Good morning, sir. Lieutenant, have you heard about this stress reduction encounter group?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, we don't have to attend that, do we?
Yeah, it's mandatory. That's a very good idea, too, I think.
You do?
Oh, absolutely, Cagney, sure. They started it a couple of years ago on a voluntary basis, and I attended a few of them and I found them to be very helpful. Ah, there it is. Here, this is from downtown. Seems we got a problem here. Apparently you two have piled up an inordinate amount of overtime.
Oh, yeah. They impressed?
They're worried. It's fouling up the accounting system.
Well, what exactly are we supposed to do about this, sir?
Well, you take the rest of the day off today and a couple of 3-day weekends and everybody's gonna be happy.
Lieutenant, we have a very heavy caseload.
Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but you're screwing up the computer, so get out of here, will you, the both of you?
You mean go home, sir?
Okay, where you go, just as long as you sign out and disappear.
Yes, sir.
Well, couldn't we work and not put in for it? I mean, it's ridiculous. We're already here.
Cagney, what is wrong with a day off? Go to the park, go to the movies, go to New Jersey. I don't care where you go, just as long as you're not here today, because the New York City Police Department cannot afford to have you here. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I don't understand this department sometimes.
I can think of worse things than a day off, Christine. I'll get it.
Compulsory days off, compulsory group therapy. So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe I'll clean out the closets. I've been promising to do that for months.
Why didn't you come with me to 14th Street? We'll go to the stereo sale.
No, thank you.
Mary Beth, these sound systems can be very sexy. Maybe spice up your marriage.
My marriage doesn't need spicing up. Thank you.
Think of it, Mary Beth. Harvey comes home. Johnny Mathis is on the stereo, oozing out 100 watts per channel. You slip into something casual, and Johnny's voice melts down the last of Harvey's inhibitions.
You've been reading trashy books again, Christine.
Always worked for me.
No, we're all sold out of that one, but take a look over here. Sweetheart, let me show you something. The frequency response on this little number is so awesome, it'll curl your toes.
that so?
Yeah, and I can give you a good price.
Like 850?
Hey, babe, you look like an intelligent woman. Let me level with you, all right? You wouldn't have wanted the stereo in that air. It's a piece of junk. I'm telling you. Trust me.
How much is this one?
Well, I don't have the exact numbers on it.
Hey, you look like an intelligent man. Take a guess.
Let's see. You're gonna want the 10-band equalizer, a cassette deck, at least 100 watts per channel. Offhand, I'd say maybe you're looking at $2,500. Tops, out the door.
You always get people in here for an $850 ad and sell them something for 2,500 bucks?
Hey, babe, I told you. We're sold out of the one you want. Come over, let me show you this, baby. Come. Hey, sweetheart, where you going? It's some good stuff.
Please, George! I swear to God, I'm gonna punch you!
Police officer, let me through! Let me through!
Oh, my God!
Police officer, hold it!
Oh, my God!
Wait, we'll get you. Somebody dial 911 for an ambulance. Sorry, honey. Hold it! Police! Out of the way. Police coming through! Hold it! Look out! Police! I said, hold it right there. Apparently you didn't hear me. Now drop that knife. I said drop it. Slide it over to me slowly. Farther. Slowly.
I hope this Encounter group doesn't get touchy-feely.
Hey, I hear they do it in the nude in California.
Fortunately, this is New York.
I do 100 push-ups every morning.
You're a wonderful person.
Hey, little guy. You lost? Let's check you for ID.
What's that dog doing here?
Just wanted in, Lieutenant.
Yeah, who's he belong to?
I don't know. Just seemed to have a collar.
Well, call a pound. Have him come pick him up.
Pound? Hey, come on, Lieutenant. You know what they do to him at the pound. Let me try to find him a home. I'd take him, but my building doesn't allow pets.
Just make sure he's gone by the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I can take it from here. Cool.
Need a hand, Cagney?
No, thank you, Victor. Right over here. It's okay. Just move it, pal. All right? Have a seat. I said sit down. Your family know what you do for a living? Name? I asked for your name.
I thought you said I had the right to remain silent.
I'm not asking for a biography. I just want your name and address.
How would you like to spend the rest of your life missing some major parts of your anatomy?
What'd you say? You threatening me?
Oh, well, I wouldn't do that to a police officer. That's illegal, isn't it?
Look, you want to give me your name now, or I'll throw you in the tank and we'll go over this again tomorrow. I really don't give a damn, so what's it gonna be? Charlie?
Stokes.
Spell it.
S-T-O-K-E.
S.
Stokes. Here it is, Darrell Stokes. He was arraigned yesterday afternoon, bail set at $5,000.
That's all? For a sleaze like that? Come on.
Well, you know how the game's played, Detective. I asked the court to set bail at $500,000. The defense says send him home on his own recognizance because he's such a nice guy. And the judge comes up with something in between.
Well, I wouldn't call $5,000 somewhere in between.
So the judge was in a hurry to play golf.
Or maybe you're not good at playing the game.
Hey, look, don't come in here and...
Feldberg, I need you to go back into court and ask for higher bail.
$5,000 is pretty standard for a case like this.
Did you look at his yellow sheet? Come on, armed robbery, attempted rape?
Yeah. No convictions, cases drop before trial.
Yeah, right. And I talked to the investigating officers on those cases. They think Stokes has been intimidating witnesses into refusing to testify. Hell, he threatened me in the precinct.
All right. How am I supposed to know that? You know, it makes me wonder, though, if you're so concerned about this case, how come you weren't at the arraignment? Judge Comiskey's chambers, please. I need to talk to his clerk. So where were you?
My lieutenant sent me home. I've been pulling too much overtime.
You're kidding. Hello, Elliot. Todd Feldberg from the DA's office. Hanging in there. Listen, I need to petition for an increase in bail on a Darrell Stokes. Yeah, I'll hold. So what are you doing? Bucking for sergeant? Or you just a glutton for work? What was that? Well, he's a lucky man. Yeah. See you around, Elliot. Well, Cagney, this conversation can now be classified as academic.
I beg your pardon.
Stokes posted an hour ago. He's out of our hands until his court date.
You believe these witness statements? News vendor says she didn't see anything. Street worker says he saw nothing. Oh, this one's great. What stabbed me? I was reading my horoscope. Got no witnesses. I'm telling you, Mary Beth, the victim had charged admission. We could have paid his hospital bill.
We have 7 witnesses we haven't even talked to. Not to mention the fact that you can ID Stokes. We got a victim that can testify. What's a big deal? We got a dead man case here.
I just hope it's not a case where the victim doesn't want to press charges.
Not everybody in the city of New York doesn't want to get involved, Christine.
No, just 8 eyewitnesses to a stabbing in broad daylight.
Cynical. You go funny over the damnedest cases.
You tell me that you saved my life. That's good.
How you feeling?
I'm okay, I guess. The doctor says that next week I should be out enjoying the swinging singles life.
He didn't have to say where you could find it, did he?
Well,
Mr. Gelband, you mind telling us what happened?
Well, there's not much to tell. This guy just pulled a knife and told me to give him my wallet.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't want any trouble.
And then what?
Well, I don't know. I only had $5, and the guy starts ranting and raving. The next thing I know, I'm stabbed.
Mr. Gelband, we're going to need you to testify.
All right. Whatever I can do to get this guy off the streets, right?
Well, so we certainly appreciate your attitude. Miss McGelban, you get some rest, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Listen, if Darrell Stokes should try and contact you or intimidate you in any way, I'd like you to call me immediately.
Radiology, call extension 372, please.
What'd I tell you? It's a dead bang case.
Okay, you're right. Stop gloating.
We've broken down the squad into small groups of people who work closely together. You all know each other well. What you can't say out there, you're free to say in here. There's no rank in this room. What is important to know is that there's nothing wrong with talking about your problems. Nothing wrong with having problems. It doesn't make you any less a person or any less a cop. Now, for starters, why don't you tell me what a typical day in this precinct is like? It looks like attending this group is going to be more stressful than your job. So who'd like to start? Bird, why don't you begin?
My day is... usually, well, I usually start my day... I get a jelly donut, usually, from the little place across the street. That's first...
They have a good jelly donut there. Everything is very fresh, especially the custard.
Well, the custard is good, too.
They have a good cherry tart, too. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my turn to talk, right?
Oh, no, Mary Beth, it's okay. The idea is to talk whenever you have something to say.
Well... that's all I really had to say.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to talk about?
Yeah. I've got something I want to get off my chest for a long time now.
Yes, Victor.
I think Barry Manilow is an underrated performer. I mean, maybe he's not hip or highbrow, but he sings the songs the whole world sings. I used to like Victor Moon. Now there's a voice.
I don't understand why you're so gung-ho about this group encounter thing.
I wouldn't say I was gung-ho. I just think it's a good idea, that's all. It's not healthy for us to keep our feelings all bottled up.
I thought you shared your feelings with me, Mary Beth.
I do, Harv.
Yeah, well, it seems to me if you got a problem, you should talk to me about it.
Oh, honey, there's nothing wrong with talking about what I'm going through with people that are going through the same thing. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I guess. Just gonna be talking about police work then, right?
I don't know if it'll only be about that.
What do you mean? You're gonna be talking about me and the kids?
That could come up, yeah.
Oh, no, Mary Beth, I don't want you talking about me in front of strangers.
They're the people I work with, Harv. They're not strangers.
But to you, but to me, they're strangers, Mary Beth. There are certain things between a husband and a wife that should not be talked about in front of other people.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Like what?
Like our sex life.
Why would I want to talk to anybody about our sex life?
Well, that's exactly my point. Well, what's so funny?
Maybe I should tell them about that time we went to the Halloween party, remember? You dressed up like a frog? Remember when we got home?
I was very tired, Mary Beth.
Oh, he was so tired. He was too tired to change out of his costume, but not too tired to hop over my side of the bed, right?
I don't think that's funny. Good night.
Harv?
What?
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit, ribbit.
I just got a call from the hospital. The nurse went into Martin Gelban's room this morning and found him gone.
Did anyone see him leave?
No, you better go check his apartment out, see what you can find.
I don't think we're going to see Martin Gelban around while Stokes is loose. I bet we don't have a witness.
We have one very good witness. You.
Marty came home about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Are you sure of the time?
Oh, positive. I was watching Wait Until Dark. You know, Richard Crenna and Jack Weston were trying to warn Audrey Hepburn about that maniac, Alan Arkin. That's when I heard the noise in the hall.
What noise, ma'am?
Well, I tried to wake my husband first, because he was asleep next to me on the couch. I mean, it's like that every night, every single night. I don't care what the movie, a spy movie, a tearjerker, cowboys and Indians. 10 minutes into it, he's out cold.
And about the noise, ma'am?
Oh, well, I knew Marty was in the hospital, so I thought someone might be robbing his place. So I looked in the peephole, but it was only Marty walking into his apartment. Boy, they sure let him out of the hospital soon, don't they, these days? Listen, Audrey Hepburn is blind in this picture, see?
I
And
remember the picture.
Oh.
About the noise.
Well, it was just the slamming of a door. But by then, Audrey had already knifed Alan. So I figured I was safe. I walked to the door, keeping one eye on the TV, of course.
Oh, of course.
And when I opened the door, Alan lunged at Audrey. I let out such a scream that my husband fell off the couch. I guess I scared poor Marty to death because he just picked up his suitcase and left. You should have seen the look on Audrey Hepburn's face.
Was he alone, Mrs. Antonell?
Who?
Mr. Gilband.
Oh.
He's scared, Mary Beth. He is scared and he's running.
Think Stokes got to him.
Who else? It's his M.O., isn't it? Stokes calls Gilband up at the hospital and says if he doesn't keep his mouth shut, he'll cut him up to ribbons, or words to that effect. Gilband runs. Stokes is a pretty scary guy.
What do you mean scary?
Well, he's about 6'2", weighs about 200 pounds, and he doesn't have a particularly pleasant personality.
Is there something you're not telling me here?
No. Well, he was mouthing off at the precinct. He said some stuff to me, but
Like what?
nothing, the usual garbage.
Christine, did this man threaten you directly?
Mary Beth, you cannot take every threat seriously.
Christine, you
Lieutenant,
cannot
tell
pretend
her.
that this is
I
like a
haven't
regular
got
threat.
time for this kind of argument. This man is suspected of harassing witnesses. You're going to be protected until I know differently, like it or not.
Lieutenant, please.
No more discussion, please. You take the squad car, you drop her home tonight. I'll have 2 men waiting outside her lot.
Happy to, sir. Keys, please.
Hello? No, I'm sorry. There's no one here by that name. Yeah, well, next time use the phone book. Did you dial right? What? Oh, Mark, I'm sorry. I know. I thought it was the wrong number. A what? Oh, it's just been a sort of rough day. Yeah. And tonight, I'd love to, but no, the place is a mess now, and I'm in the middle of redecorating. Yeah. The truth is, Mark, I'm not up for company tonight. Yeah, another time would be great. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
No, ma'am. Well, when we hear from him, we'll certainly let you know. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Gelban.
Don't let the dog in.
Sorry, sir. We just got off the phone with Martin Gelban's parents. They haven't heard from him since Christmas.
We're checking all transportation that left the city.
Not necessary anymore. I just got a call from the medical examiner. Gilban's body was found in an alley this morning. We got an APB out on Stokes now. Homicide squad's handling the investigation, and they'll let us know anything they find. In the meantime, I suggested you concentrate on making your case against Stokes stick. Because if we can't tie this murder to Stokes, then All we got to put him away with is your case. And I assure you, the DA is going to want a lot more than your testimony. What we need is more witnesses.
Well, uniforms have taken all the witnesses' statements, and nobody saw anything.
Go on back out there. Keep on interviewing. Somebody might change their minds.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant, shouldn't somebody notify Gelfand's parents?
No, that's a good idea. You do that, Lacey.
Yes, sir.
Out. Out.
Sitting is good, too.
Did you see the stabbing that happened here Tuesday around 11:30? I said, did you happen to see the stabbing that happened here Tuesday around 11:30?
No.
Oh. Thank you.
Let me understand this. A man is being stabbed less than 30 feet away from this. Now, surely you remember hearing or seeing something.
Things like that happen all the time. I don't pay any attention. I mind my own business.
I guess if it was you being robbed, you'd be singing another tune, huh?
You want a paper?
No. Thank you. What?
Nothing. It's like it never happened. How about you?
Always amazes me the effort people take to avoid getting involved.
We wouldn't be going through this at all if they hadn't let him out on bail in the first place.
One of the most stressful aspects of police work is the inability to turn the job off once you get home. Let's talk about that tonight. Mark, you want to start?
Some nights I get home and I look at Lauren, it's my daughter, and I get angry that she's going to grow up in the world I just left. I almost want to quit and move to Colorado.
I know what you mean. First time I had pictures taken of my daughter, I called them mugshots.
Coleman, I didn't even know you had a daughter.
You never asked. Her name's Betty. She's retarded. She goes to a special school.
I'm sorry.
No need to be. She's a lot happier than a lot of kids I've seen.
I love to party, but I hardly get invited anymore. People start smoking dope or something. I gotta leave. What am I gonna do, bust my friends?
I gave up going to parties a long time ago. It's hard for me to be around people who aren't cops.
When my daughter was little, she wanted me to wear my uniform all the time. Watching TV, on my day off. When she was old enough to understand what a policeman does, she didn't want me to wear the uniform at all.
Claudia tells everyone not to call when I'm working. It scares her to hear the phone ring when I'm not there. It's crazy, isn't it?
No, Harv is the same thing. I mean, we have this understanding that if I'm on stakeout or something late at night, I never tell him when I'm coming home, you know, so that he won't wait up all night, which he does anyway.
Chris? You said very little since we began these sessions. Maybe you'd like to add something to this.
No, not really.
No one's going to force you to say anything if you don't want to.
Fine.
Her and I are working on a very frustrating case right now. None of the witnesses want to get involved, you know, usual. And we think maybe the suspect is watching Christine.
It's no big deal.
That can be very frightening.
I'll tell you what it is, the drag. Every time I turn around, I got somebody watching me. Perp or cops. It's done a number on my social life.
Are you sure that's all you feel about it? People who've experienced that type of thing often talk of feeling invaded, even raped.
Well, not me. So don't worry. Because he's not going to touch me. Because if he comes within 3 feet of me, I'll kill him. I swear to you, I'll kill him. Because nobody does that to me. Nobody.
It's me, Petrie.
Was it Stokes?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Was it Stokes?
Petrie. He's gone.
Well, how the hell did he get past you anyway?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, too.
Come on, we'll walk you back down.
Hey, look at this. Looks like he's been here a while.
Do you want coffee or not?
out. There's someone here to see it.
So this dog belongs to you, huh?
Yep. Sit, Ralph.
You know, you could have lost him for good.
He was outside the candy store when I went in to buy some comics. When I came out, he was gone.
If he was wearing dog tags, we could have called you. Now, you make sure you get him a tag. Because this dog is your responsibility. You know, he can't take care of himself. That's why he needs you. Now, maybe next time you won't be so lucky. You understand me? And he should be wearing a collar, too. Does he have a collar?
Thanks.
Don't suppose he has a leash either. I didn't think so. Why'd you take this one?
Thanks.
Matter of fact, why'd you take the whole bag? There's a rubber bone in there and some, fire hydrant and some dog treats.
Thanks.
Oh, don't mention it. You make sure you take good care of that dog. You got it?
Got it.
Homicide's report on Gelban turned up empty. There's nothing to tie Stokes to this murder.
Guy sure knows how to play the game, doesn't he?
All we got is your testimony, Cagney. If that doesn't go down, Stokes walks. Which is why last night's incident was pretty stupid.
He was on my roof, Lieutenant. I had to do something.
I wanted you to do something, then I wouldn't have put Petrie and his Becky on you.
Well, I didn't feel like waiting around to get carved up.
Yeah, so you preferred making yourself visible. Nice, easy target, right?
Hey, I'm a cop.
Not in this case. You're not. In this case, you're a witness. And right now, Cagney, you're the only witness that we got. So please try and remember that.
What was that all about?
There's nothing.
Don't tell me nothing.
Stokes was on my roof last night and he got away. There's nothing more to tell.
And you didn't call me.
It was late.
That never stopped you before.
Mary Beth, I just don't want to make a big deal out of this.
The crazy who's trying to kill you was on your roof, and you don't want to make a big deal. Thanks a lot, Christine.
Miss Becky and Petrie were there. They scared him away.
Oh. So, how long you gonna keep up the strong and silent routine?
Don't start with me.
Don't tell me don't start, Christine.
Mary Beth, I know what it is you want to say to me. You want to talk to me about always being very closed up and that I should open up more and talk to somebody, right?
Close.
Well, not everybody deals with their problems the way you do, Mary Beth. I am not you. I do not need to talk about everything. What I need is to stop making this case any bigger than it has already become. I am fine. I am really okay. What I need is to find this guy and go back to leading a normal life. That's all. Okay?
Cagney, you got plans for dinner tonight? So you'll have dinner with Lacey.
Where did LaGuardia get this one?
1957 in Greenpoint.
We are talking long shot here.
Oh, here they come.
Is that good chili or what?
I don't know. My taste buds are still in shock.
I told you, get the mild one. You still liked it though, right?
I think it's the finest $2 chili in New York City. How'd you find this place?
Oh, Hart found it. You know, he can sniff out good food like nobody's business.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey! Hey, you creep! Leave go alone! Petrie, get on him!
Got my gun!
Christine, you all right? Huh? Let me see. Jeez.
Fine.
Here, just a second.
Damn it! Here, take this.
You will leave that.
Louse. You sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just let me wash it off.
Okay, just take it easy now. Get up.
I'm fine.
Slowly. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Come here. You sure you're gonna be okay?
Yeah, fine.
All right, take it slow. I'm gonna call it in.
All right.
Hold it! Right there!
Put the knife down, Stokes. Lay it down.
Drop it!
You have the right to remain silent. You give up the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney and to have an attorney present during questioning. If you cannot afford one and so choose, an attorney will be appointed for you without charge before questioning. Do you understand those rights as I have told them to you?
You should have been there. It was great. We set this guy up like you wouldn't believe.
Christine and I come out of this restaurant, and this guy tries to grab for her pocketbook, and then he winds up hitting her.
Yeah? That punch looked so good.
He really hit me hard. Where did you get this guy?
From Vice, they make the best crooks.
But she was wonderful. She was wonderful. No, you weren't. You were wonderful. She never batted an eye. She didn't miss a miss. She never gave it away. She was spectacular. Nothing else.
I didn't do anything, honest. It was all LaGuardia. He thought it up. Let's hear it for LaGuardia! You should have seen the look on Stokes' face. When LaGuardia comes out of the stall.
He couldn't believe his eyes. A nice guy like me in the ladies' room.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing this. That's okay. I don't know. I guess I'm just sort of glad it's over.
Go on.
I just kept seeing this face in my mind, you know, and I just waited. There was nothing else I could do except wait. And, And I felt very helpless. It's like I lost all sense of that I had no control, and he had taken that away from me. You know, he had no right to invade my life the way he did. Nobody has that right. It's my life. It was my life. I hate feeling scared, and I couldn't, there wasn't anything I could do about it. I can't stop thinking about it and about him. And I just hate him for that. I just want to get the picture out of my mind, and I need to go on with my life. Is that too much to ask?
Very strong sense of Nora Tanner being trampled to death by horses.
If we find the lady, they're going to say, see, the psychic was right. If we don't find the lady, they're going to say, see, they were stupid.
You just read my mind. She just read my mind.
You don't believe in that psychic garbage, do you? I went to one once. She said I was going to get married, live on a farm, and have 4 kids. You think it's too late? What about the blood on her neck? It's from an animal. Like from a horse? No, like from a cow.
Screaming won't get you anywhere, Sergeant Cagney Lacey followed up on everything you give. I'm afraid we're going to have to face the sad fact that your wife does not want to be found.
26 days she's been missing. 26 days.
I understand.
And the police haven't found anything. Nothing. Instead, you got a couple of women. And all they can come up with is that Nora ran away from me, that I'm some kind of terrible husband. Then why would she run away? I never hear that. Never. We have a good marriage. I love her.
Yes, sir, I'm sure you do.
Then what do you keep saying ran away? I think if you're too lazy to find Nora, or you don't know what you're doing.
Hey, hold it right there. Look, Mr. Tanner, I won't have you insulting my officers. I happen to agree with Cagney and Lacey that the evidence points to a runaway.
Bull! You hear me? Bull!
Will you know your voice in here?
Very upset. I am. Yes, very sorry. All the evidence suggests that your daughter left of her own free will.
My wife did not run away from me. She couldn't have. She agrees with me.
Madam Saul is not a trained police officer.
It's Mrs. They only call me Madam in Europe.
You must have heard about her finding that kid in Belgium. The boy that was kidnapped was on TV and everything.
She has not brought any new evidence, any fact.
But
that
I
would
have
suggest
feelings,
that...
Lieutenant. Very strong senses, whether you believe in my powers or not.
Madam Zoll, a feeling that Mrs. Tanner is in danger does not give us anything new to work with.
But it doesn't make any sense that Nora would go away without telling Howard.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. There's a pack of reporters out in the booking area. They say some lady psychic's giving a press conference.
Thank you, Sergeant. Excuse me.
This should have been cleared through me, Tanner. I do not appreciate grandstanding.
We're going to force you to do something, whether you like it or not.
This is a police precinct, Tanner, and we'll handle it.
Mrs. Zoll wanted some pictures, and I know you have one that Howard gave you, but this is a more recent picture. It's with her church choir. She wanted to sing opera when she was a girl, but she got married, you know. Do you think it'll help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You never can tell.
Madam Zal's dog and pony act.
She's the one who helped him find the two dead bodies. Yeah, the robbery victim. I saw her on TV. She is not bad for an older woman.
Material wealth. Money is not important here. What is important is that we find Nora Tanner.
Will you be working closely with the police?
I'm prepared to cooperate with any source, spiritual or otherwise. In previous cases where I've assisted the police, they've been very helpful.
She really knows how to put on a circus, doesn't she?
Yeah, I guess who's gonna wind up the clowns?
Lieutenant Samuels, you believe she's been a victim of foul play?
No, we have no evidence in that direction.
I disagree. There is no question that Mrs. Tanner's in danger, grave danger.
Does that mean you think she's dead?
The family has been kind enough to provide me with some pictures. I'm hoping to get a reading. I see the New York skyline. I see Nora Tanner's face. I see... she's running. I'm sorry, Mr. Tanner, your wife is frightened and she's being pursued. And I see no escape.
How many people have been pursuing her?
Thank you. You want the last half of my egg salad? What's wrong with it?
Nothing's wrong with it, Christine. I'm just not hungry for it. Go ahead. Take the pickle, too.
Somehow I think it's more fitting that you keep the pickle.
No, thanks. I don't like dill.
I'll tell you what you don't like. Madame Zoll. Excuse me, Mrs. Zoll.
Do you?
She's got style.
Yeah, like a Mack truck, she's got style. Coming in, taking over the entire squad room, making money off of people's misery.
Well, I'm gonna make a prediction. I think she's gonna fall flat on her face. Let's go.
10 seconds.
Oh, sorry, forgot. Kid has to have her calcium. Her? Yeah, why not? Could be a little girl. Then I could buy her, you know, like pretty little smock dresses, you know, this kind. Then later on, Auntie Christine can take her out carousing and drinking, preferably with attractive young men.
It's reassuring, Christine. Gonna be a dirty old lady?
Why not? Dirty young lady.
Through? No.
Okay.
Slow is better. Otherwise, burping, all right?
So I looked around. I didn't see anything missing. I thought maybe a good strong wind had set the alarm off. So I sent the cops home. Now I see my Elvis Presley Memorial decanter is gone.
What was it valued at, sir?
Are you kidding? It was priceless. Well, once you take away all the sentimental value, it's worth about $800.
And you're an eyewitness.
Yeah.
Could you describe who you saw?
Yeah.
Would you tell us what you saw?
Oh, sure. He was all in silver, you know, and he sparkled. Yeah. And he wore this big belt of shiny gold, like Wyatt Earp's badge or something. One I should talk to one of them sketch artists?
No, I don't think that'll be necessary.
You know, I think of everything you do, I hate missing persons the most.
I beg your pardon?
You know what I mean? Take the whole thing too personally.
Don't start, Harv. I can't use you going into one of your theories on this.
Oh, one of my theories, huh? You think it's a coincidence you get like this every time you get a missing persons
I don't get
case?
like anything.
Oh, you don't, huh? Let me tell you something, Mary Beth. You know and I know that every time you get one of these things, we are talking about your father.
My father? Did you hear me say father? When did I ever mention father?
Face it, Mary Beth, he's on your mind sometimes is all. He took off and you never knew whether he was dead or what.
He took off, Harv. Period. Selfish bastard. If he was dead, I'd know it.
Oh, yeah? What are you, a gypsy seer?
What are you, Sigmund Freud II?
No. I just know that any time you get one of these
Change
cases...
the subject, Harv.
Okay, sure. Whatever you say, babe. Ah, come on, Mary Beth, you get me all wet.
What am I wearing?
What are you wearing?
Mr. Tanner couldn't even tell us what his wife was wearing. The day she disappeared. What am I wearing?
What are you wearing? You're wearing your blue pants and your yellow blouse. Well, I got the blue pants, right?
My yellow blouse? What yellow blouse? I didn't even own a yellow blouse.
Mary Beth, some things are just not important enough to remember.
Oh, terrific. That's perfect, Harv. Not important. I could disappear tomorrow morning, and you couldn't tell anybody what the hell I looked like. What she looked like? Oh, I don't know. She was a little short blonde woman with a yellow blouse.
It's missing persons.
I saw you in your Carson show the other night. You were terrific.
Thank you.
I couldn't believe you actually knew what was in Charo's purse, Can you predict something's going to happen before it does?
Sometimes.
Like the sex of a baby. Can you predict that?
Very often.
Or the birth weight, say, or even the date of birth.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I can't use my gift to further gambling.
Hey, no, I was talking about gambling.
The Lacey baby, Quinnell. Detective Becky already asked if I had any hunches.
Ah, looks to me like you did a very perfunctory job on this one. What's the matter? You getting tired?
We're carrying 11 other cases, and I'm telling the inspector this one's a runaway. I mean, it's all there, the evidence, the profile.
Well, did you check to see if this lady used her credit cards? I mean, plane ticket, hotel, restaurants?
So we're not supposed to do that unless there's evidence of a crime.
Inspector, I have been following this case very closely, and believe me, they have played it right down the line.
I see. So now we have a psychic and the media to contend with. Bert, you remember that Steve McCarthy case, don't you? Yeah. Who was in charge of that? Oh, Taylor, wasn't it? Down at the 12th? Well, the family called in a psychic, and the psychic said the boy would be found in a lake. Well, everybody laughed. That was until the body was found in the middle of Lake Placid. Now, the paper ran that how many days? 5, 6? And as I recall, Taylor was asked to take a very early retirement. Well, that's not going to happen here, is it, Bert?
So you want us to work with the psychic, sir?
Oh, you just read my mind. She just read my mind. Have a good day.
Lieutenant, we were just making headway on the Gottfried homicide.
Turn it over to Aspromonte and Kazak. Nelman wants you to work with the psychic. You work with the psychic.
Yes, sir.
There is no reason for us to be adversaries. Thank you. We all want the same thing, which is to find Nora Tanner.
Well, that sideshow in here yesterday with the reporters, is that part of the way you work?
Detective, we all have an image to present. Now, from me, people expect something a little more color, a little out of the ordinary, and they're disappointed if they don't get it.
Well, we're not here to please your fans, Mrs. Zoll. This is our job.
Now it's my job, too. If you'll just keep an open mind, you'll find me reasonable and easy to work with.
Is that an official prediction? The lieutenant said you have some further information for us, ma'am.
Yes. I saw Nora Tanner this morning when I woke up. She was in a grassy area, surrounded by trees.
Terrific. See, now, yesterday you saw the New York skyline.
I can't pretend to reconcile the two. I simply see what I see. Nora was in this place, outdoors, and there were horses all around. I called Mr. Tanner to find out if Nora had any connection to horses. He said no. That makes it all that much more strange.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you for the information.
I'm not finished, Detective.
I saw many, many horses. And had a very strong sense of Nora Tanner being trampled to death by horses.
Well, this has been terrific, Christine. Slogging through stables. Look at my shoe.
You have to admit, Mary Beth, Central Park does have trees, grass, and horses. Where else in New York are we going to find trees, grass, and horses?
Aqueduct. Roosevelt Raceway. We could go through 10, 12 pair of shoes.
Great. I hate this. We're in a no-win situation. No matter what we do, we're going to end up looking stupid. We find the lady, they're going to say, see, the psychic was right. If we don't find the lady, they're going to say, see, they were stupid. I don't know why we're even bothering. The woman is a runaway. Probably had every good reason.
Take off without a word is a very selfish thing to do.
You left home once.
For one day, 24 hours of 14 years we've known each other. And I suffered from guilt the whole time, and I called Harvey, and this is something else altogether.
Mary Beth, you also came home because you wanted to. You had a choice. This woman has a choice, but for some reason, she just doesn't want to go home.
What I'm saying, Christine, is that it's not fair to her family. She has responsibilities. She can't go around thinking only about herself.
It's not quite the same thing. This woman does not have a child at home anymore. And if she's in a bad relationship, I say good for her for getting out. A lot of women stay too long.
The trouble with you, Christine, is that you don't understand about responsibilities and commitment.
I understand perfectly, Mary Beth. That's why I'm single.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We know she's not in the morgue. We know she's not in the hospital. We know she took her clothes and cosmetics from home and a picture of her son in the Marines.
Yeah?
Did you see how her mother started to cry when she saw that empty picture frame? Huh? And Madame Zal uses that. Takes advantage of it, charging that woman $25,000. Some sweet racket she's got.
Well, the woman has had some success. She found that boy in Europe. She's helped the police with, what, 7 cases?
She was wrong in 3 of them.
It's better than 50-50.
I bet she still collected the money. You don't believe in that psychic garbage, do you?
No. I went to one once. She said I was going to get married, live on a farm, and have 4 kids. You think it's too late?
Never too late, Christine. Honey?
Coming, babe. Tan sweater, tan dress, tan shoes, golden earrings.
What else?
What else?
What else?
Oh, okay. The boys ate dinner. Don't worry about the dishes. Harvey Jr. can take care of him before he goes to school tomorrow.
Well, forget about the dishes. What about you? Where are you going?
Tuesday.
Bowling night.
See you at midnight.
Honey?
Guys are waiting, hon.
What would you say if I asked you to skip bowling tonight?
What's the matter? It's the missing persons case. Something's wrong at work.
No, not work.
Everything okay with the baby? You feeling all right?
What I'm feeling like is talking.
Talking. What about?
Maybe we'll think of something, Harv. I mean, I'm the only one in this marriage feeling lately like we've been passing each other like ships in the night.
Oh, no, not last night, babe. Last night the ships collided.
Well, that's cute, Harv, but one collision out of every 10 days is not enough. We need to spend more time together. We need to talk to each other more.
You're right. Let's talk. You first.
The guys are waiting, hon.
The guys are waiting, Harv. The guys are waiting, Harv. I'll see you at midnight.
You almost finished?
5 minutes, tops.
Well, hurry it up. We got a man out there stealing Elvis Presley memorabilia. We got to get him off the streets.
She said the son enlisted in the Marines 6 months ago, right?
Yeah. The same month that she opened a checking account in her own name.
Well, that figures. The son leaves and she starts to feel like there's no reason for her to stay.
Okay, so she opens a checking account. Saves up enough money and then she takes off. I'd like to know where she got that kind of money.
Maybe she was skimming from her household allowance.
That?
A little bit each week, it adds up.
Wait, look at this. Credit card charge from a hotel in Burlington, Vermont 2 weeks ago.
We'll get the hard copy and check the signature. We'll call the police in Burlington and have them see if the woman matches Nora's description.
Well, I hope they get back to us before Madame Zoll has another hot flash. Your turn.
Thanks. Okay, Jimmy. When last seen, our perp was wearing a silver jumpsuit.
I see a man. And he's robed. No. It's a coat. It's a white coat. I'm sure. Look for a man in a white coat.
You know anything about a Nora Tanner?
Sorry, lady. You want the ice cream or not?
Yeah.
Yes, Harvey Lacey, please. Excuse me? No, I'm not the woman that called 15 minutes ago. His wife, who's this? Well, when he comes back, would you please tell him that his wife called? Yeah, and would you ask him to please bring home a dozen eggs and a quart of apple juice? Yeah, on his way home. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So what do you think? How many men in New York wear white coats to work, Mary Beth, huh? 100,000?
Maybe more.
We'll talk to her doctor, pharmacist, or dentist, not to mention the grilling I just gave the Tutti Frutti man. That leaves us 99,996 to go. You'd think the husband would know she was a runaway. How can you not know when your marriage is in trouble? I mean, there's signs, right?
Not always that simple.
Come on, Mary Beth, you'd know if Harvey, something was wrong with him. Of course you would. How can a person live with somebody and not know there's something wrong?
All units, 10:30, possible homicide. Vicinity Central Park Carousel. All units in vicinity respond. Repeat, the Central Park Carousel.
394 responding. We're on our way.
Your prediction has come true, Mrs. Zhao. How does that make you feel?
Terribly sorry for the family. They have my deepest sympathies, but I saw bad signs here from the beginning.
People looked for Nora when I asked you to. This wouldn't have happened.
Howard, please.
I don't know how to help you any more than we already have.
Where were you last night, Mr. Tanner?
I told you. I worked the night shift.
All night, sir. You didn't take any breaks.
I don't know, an hour maybe.
Did you go anywhere?
No?
Are you sure, sir? Not even for a bite to eat?
What's the matter? You don't believe me?
No, it's not that, sir. In these cases, we have to ask the family first.
Look, lady, I don't understand this. I've been after you people for weeks to find my wife. To find my wife. Well, now my wife's dead. And you got nothing better to do than give me the third degree? I've had it up to here with you people.
I'm sorry. He doesn't know what he's saying. He's so upset. I love Nora very much.
Yes, ma'am. We understand that.
No, you don't, Mary Beth.
Harvey, what are you doing there?
No, you don't. Not till you give me the magic words.
Harvey,
What am I wearing, Mary Beth?
I'm not in the mood for jokes, Harv, okay?
Come on, Mary Beth. What am I wearing?
Would you quit teasing?
Oh, no. You want your hard-working husband feeling like you've been taking him for granted lately? What have I got on?
You're wearing a blue plaid shirt, the one that I mended in the pocket last week, and a white T-shirt underneath, and gray pants, and a brown cowhide belt with, what do you call a tarnished belt buckle, right? Am I right? How am I doing? Batting 1,000, right? Huh?
Not bad. Not bad, Mary Beth. But not good enough.
That's very funny, Harv. Called you at work today. They said you were out or something, or busy with all your phone calls or something. Did you get my message?
Mary Beth, I am sorry. I just got a little mixed up. I didn't know whether you wanted milk and eggs, juice or eggs, or cereal or what. My mom called, and she was a little bit under the weather, and she wanted me to get a couple of things from the store, too.
Muriel called you? Muriel called before I called?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, Harv.
Muriel calls me every week. Makes you this happy, I'll have her call me every day.
Yeah, morning and night.
For you, babe. Mary Beth, don't you think you've been wearing a little bit too much makeup lately? Hmm?
Could you give us some more information, Mr. Lunsford?
It's been 4 months since somebody ripped off the jumpsuit. I didn't have the heart to take the dummy down. I kept feeling maybe the jumpsuit had come back like Elvis himself.
Can you describe his jumpsuit?
Can I describe the jumpsuit? Did the king have hits? Of course I can describe the jumpsuit. He wore it in '69 Vegas appearance. It was his second appearance. Oh, the stars came out that night, gentlemen. Let me tell you. You had your George Hamiltons, your Minnie Pearls, your Tom Joneses, your Sammy Davises Juniors.
Mr. Lunsford, the jumpsuit, what did it look like?
It was silver. Oh, it had sequences all over it. Pearls. He sparkled like a Roman candle when he wore it. You know who he did that for, gentlemen, don't you? The man in the back row. Boy, that man cared about everybody.
Did he wear a belt buckle with this suit?
Did Elvis love his mother? Of course. It was a gold-studded sheriff's badge with a 6, diamonds encrusted all over it. Where you guys been?
Mr. Lunsford, do you know of anyone who seemed particularly interested in that jumpsuit?
Yeah, the Elvis impersonators. They love to get their hands on it. They say it gives them inspiration. But none of them could afford it.
Elvis impersonators?
Yeah, the town's lousy with them.
Cagney!
Preliminary forensics reports on Nora Tanner, cause of death, strangulation. But you know what? They found traces of blood on her neck. Now, my theory is she either bit or
I'm
scratched
perfectly
the guy's
capable of
hand.
reading and interpreting that myself. May I have it, please?
Important. We also found carpet fibers on her nylons. Now, my hunch is that's the key to the case. And if you're smart, Cagney, you follow that lead.
It's Sergeant Cagney. Now give it to me.
Check with the psychic. 10 to 1, she says I'm right.
Where's Lacey?
Oh, she called and said she'd be a little late this morning, Lieutenant.
Morning sickness?
I don't think so.
Well, she got easy duty today. This afternoon, you two are going to make a little house call on Madame Zorn. This morning, she wants you to go by the grocery at the victim's place of employment. She thinks the killer is somebody Mrs. Tanner worked with. It'll all be in the papers this afternoon.
What is she, the new commissioner? I just got the forensics report. I've got to check it out.
Later, Nelman's orders. You follow the psychic's lead. Oh, and by the way, if you run into anyone suspicious, she wants you to bring something of theirs back.
For what?
For a reading. For what?
You're kidding. What am I supposed to say? Excuse me, could I have maybe a lock of your hair as a souvenir of our meeting?
Hey, Cagney, you're a sergeant now. You will think of something to say.
Yes, Lieutenant.
I always liked Nora. She was different from the other people here.
Different? How was she different?
She talked to me. Oh, she was special. Sometimes I take my break at the same time she took hers, just so we could talk.
What'd you talk about?
Life. Things we wanted to do, things we knew we'd probably never get to do. I'm gonna miss her. She was probably the best friend I had.
Eli, did you ever want to be more than, you know, just friends?
She couldn't. She was married. Anyway, she didn't have time for me. She had another job.
Another job?
She worked as a cocktail waitress in this bar on 3rd Avenue. I took a cab once and I followed her.
Why did you follow her?
I liked her. Thought it'd be fun if I just showed up and surprised her. I scared her. She really panicked when she saw me. She pleaded with me not to tell anyone.
Did you?
No, of course not. It was our secret.
Where did you say that bar was, Eli?
86th and 3rd.
Well, Eli, you've been a big help to us. Thank you very much. I wonder if I might just ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Could I borrow your name tag?
Oh.
I'll mail it back tomorrow morning.
I guess it's okay.
Great. Thanks. Thank you.
Do you want me to get you in with your name on it?
Oh, well... No, that's all right. This will be just fine.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See the white coat? I'm pregnant, Christine, not blind.
Yeah, sure, I remember her. But she called herself Yvonne Weber. Now, will you ladies excuse me? I gotta get ready for the lunch trade. We're pushing for the white wine crowd, you know?
When's the last time you saw her?
About a month ago.
Yeah.
That's when she quit.
She say why she was quitting Mr. Rodel?
No. But I knew right from the beginning it wasn't gonna work out. She could only work when her old man was on the night shift. She didn't want him to know about the job. Has to be paid in cash. Now, what kind of a guy doesn't want his wife to work?
Mr. Rodel, did you ever see her leave with a customer?
No. She was real clean.
Did you ever go out with her?
Nah. I like to stay away from the married ones. Who needs the aggravation?
Yeah.
You married, honey?
4 kids. We live on a farm.
Pity.
Thank you, Mr. Roden.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Christine, I'll return it tomorrow. Morning, first thing. Uh-huh. Next up, Madame Zoe's.
I hope her apartment doesn't smell of incense.
This one sees himself as a ladies' man. He thinks of himself as wild and dangerous. But he's relatively harmless. Let me see the other one. I see he works in a grocery store.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
This man's in great pain. There's something very disturbing to him about Nora's death. And he's confused, scared. He's very, very scared. You should talk to this man immediately. He knows something he's not telling you.
We're running a computer check on him. I guess we could make a call and see if anything came through.
May I use your phone?
Sure. Carol, honey. Carol. Excuse me. Carol.
Mom, I'm talking to Don.
Fine, sweetheart, but just tell him you'll
Go
call him
with
back
you?
in 5
Sure.
minutes.
Mommy asked me to go to the prom.
I want you to get off that phone right now. I'm not going to tell you again now.
Teenagers.
They're so...
unpredictable.
There's another phone in the kitchen if you'd like some privacy.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Detective Lacey, you've got 2 boys, right?
How'd you know that?
You told me. At the station, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You're pregnant again.
Yeah.
May I have something of yours to hold?
Huh?
We can find out if you're going to have a daughter this time.
No, thank you.
You don't believe in any of this stuff, do you, Detective?
Madam Zhao, what I don't believe in is charging people $25,000 for a service like yours. In my opinion, I think you're taking advantage of people's troubles.
I'm no fly-by-night gypsy detective. I have a gift. In our society, people who have gifts are well paid. Why should I apologize for making half as much money as someone whose only talent is that he can throw a real tight spiral on a Sunday afternoon?
Eli was in a mental hospital last year. And up until 5 years ago, he lived in Burlington, Vermont. Did you take these?
Yes.
Did you take these pictures of Nora Tanner?
It was the only way that I could have her with me. I wanted to be close to her. It was the only way I could have her with me.
Is this your diary, Eli?
What are you doing with that?
How about this? Did you write, I want her all to myself. I cannot share her any longer. Why won't she take me seriously? What do you mean by that?
Just what it says. Look, I loved her. She wouldn't believe that. I warned her. I warned her, but she wouldn't listen to me.
She wouldn't listen to you. Did that make you angry, Eli? Huh? What did you do? What did you do to make her listen to you? What did you do to make her listen to you? Well, let me tell you, you wrote 4 days later. Nora is having an affair. I know it. With whom, Eli? Huh? What'd you do to punish her? Did you punish her for that?
Eli, tell me about Burlington, Vermont. Eli. Burlington, Vermont.
God, it was nice there. It was quiet. It was peaceful. It was safe. I told Nora about I knew she could be happy there.
And you took her there.
I wanted to. I wanted to be there with her.
Were you, Eli? Were you there with her?
Don't you get it? I loved her. I always loved her. I could never hurt her. I always love her.
Take your time. Look at each man closely. We want you to be positive before you identify anybody. I'd like a closer look at number 3. Number 3, would you step forward, please?
I never thought being good looking and having a great body would be a curse.
I'm not sure. Were you having seen You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog?
Michael, what time did Daddy call? Well, did he say how late he'd be?
Well, I don't need to see the entire report, just a few pieces of information. Reuben, help us out here.
I don't want to start a precedent.
Oh, Reuben.
No.
Please.
Oh, all right. This is a copy of the ME's report. I don't suppose you've seen that one either.
Well, actually, we were on our way over there, but it doesn't seem like we'll have time now.
Okay. Now, it looks like she was killed by a man, a strong one at that. Broke her thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone.
What about the fibers on her nylon?
But it was from an industrial carpet, the type used in old model GM vehicles.
You think she was strangled in the car?
Uh-huh. No, you may not have ice cream after dinner. Because it rots your teeth is why. And turn off the TV, Michael. No TV on school nights. Read a book. Goodbye, Michael. Did you get anything?
Yeah, she was killed somewhere else and transported by car.
What about the blood on her neck?
You're gonna love this. It's from an animal.
Like from a horse?
No, like from a cow.
And then they came back to me and they asked me to sing Don't Be Cruel.
So you really look like the perp, huh?
Nah, the guy said afterwards, once he heard number 6 sing, well, he knew it was him. But he liked my voice, though. He said I could have a future in show business.
This just came through. An airplane reservation for the Tanner woman.
She flew from Burlington to New York on the night she was killed.
What time did she get in?
11 p.m.
She was killed approximately 1 a.m. So what happened in those 2 hours?
Mary Beth? Eli might have been watching her apartment. He'd know when she came home.
Maybe she didn't want to go home and she went to the bar where she had friends, and that leaves us with a bartender.
Mary Beth, there's another possibility.
Oh, swell. That makes 9. I suggest we call it a night, Sergeant.
Now, listen, in a normal case of a murdered runaway wife, who is the prime suspect?
The husband.
Uh-huh. Only we never considered him.
Right, because if he was planning to murder her, why would he bring in a psychic with a big reputation?
Because maybe he wasn't planning to murder her. Maybe he really didn't know where she was when he hired the psychic. Maybe we've been right all along. Nora Tanner was a runaway.
And she couldn't stay in hiding because of all the publicity. So she comes home, they have a big fight.
And he kills her. And he plants her body at the carousel to make the prediction come true.
Proven.
What about the car fibers? Tanner's a truck driver, isn't he? Does he have a car?
Mother-in-law does.
We called her. She loaned it to him that night.
And guess where he works, sir?
Yeah, this is the kicker. He drives a truck for a meatpacking company on 10th Avenue.
Huh?
Animal blood.
Isn't it kind of late for 2 pretty ladies like you to be out?
We're the police. We're Looking for Howard Tanner.
Oh, sure. Loading dock 16. He's packing his shipment for Jersey.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Tanner? Detective Lacey, Mr. Tanner?
I didn't mean to kill her. I loved her. How could she leave me like that? How could she leave me?
As I announced at the press conference the very first day NYPD brought me on the case, Nora Tanner was running for her life. There was no escape. Tragically, it was just as I had predicted.
Just as she had predicted.
Hey, the lady has a gift.
Somebody tell me what happened.
Harvey Jr. was mugged, lost a couple of bucks, but toughed it out until the other kid pulled a knife.
Knife, he got cut. My kid got cut.
I don't want to drop this case right in the middle of the day.
Well, right this minute, the only son I can think about is my own.
What are you doing, looking for evidence against your own kid?
I'm looking for the truth.
So you've got two good kids. You were lucky. You were. What if the third one turns out differently? Did you ever see The Bad Seed?
That's a terrible thing to say. You
What?
take that. That's like putting a curse on my baby.
Mary Beth,
Take it back.
I was just
Take
speaking-
it back. I take it back.
We compared the surveillance photos to mug shots of the defendant, Toby Carruthers, which we had on file. We then concluded that the person depicted in both sets of the photographs was the same individual.
May we have the last photo, please?
Here we see the defendant striking Miss Preminger across the left temple with his gun.
Thank you, Sergeant Cagney. No further questions at this time?
What you're saying, then, is that my client here, Toby Carruthers, and that heavy-set, venal slob we saw beating a defenseless teenager in that indistinct photograph are the same person?
It's been 5 months since Mr. Carruthers was arrested. Anyone can lose weight and shave.
And Toby picked me up at 7 to take me to the ice show. We went out for coffee afterwards. We didn't get home till almost midnight. He was with me the whole time. I even saved the ticket stubs.
Your Honor, I have in my hands the very same ice show ticket stubs to which Mrs. Carruthers made reference. I would ask that they be marked as Defense Exhibit number 3 for identification. I've also provided prosecution with a copy of these stubs.
Mrs. Carruthers, are these the very same tickets that you're referring to?
Yes, they are.
Clerk, will you please mark these Defense Exhibit number 3?
Toby's a good son. All I can think is somebody made a terrible mistake.
The mother, she blew us out of the water.
Well, I was ready for that, but our witness falling apart faster than wet egg bread, that's what surprised me.
Maybe when she saw Toby Carruthers at the defense table, all she could remember was a .38 smacking into her cheekbone.
She was an ace in office, though, wasn't she? She had all her emotions in check, knew the details. Sweet, honest girl.
Yeah, but she's the one that came off like a liar. Don't you love it?
We gave it a good shot, sir.
Yeah, well, officers, you're gonna have to excuse me. I've got to go prepare for another travesty of justice and then home for a little dinner and a round of gin rummy with my wife. It'll be better the next time, I hope. I always hope.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Night. Let's hear it for the criminal justice system. Once again, more criminal than just.
Now, look on the bright side, Christine. At least tonight you will finally get to experience Harvey Lacey's grease the wheels and send him packing spaghetti sauce.
Oh, Mary Beth, I can't.
Oh, not again.
I'm not up to a family night tonight.
Yeah, you never are. You already canceled this same date 3 times.
Well, I'm tired. I'm angry. I snap at your kids. I think I should just go home and
Yeah,
go to
this is
bed.
wonderful. Harvey spends all day slaving over a hot stove. Some sauce splatters on his arm. It burns.
Mary
He doesn't
Beth.
care. He keeps stirring, thinking how happy he's going to make his wife's partner.
you lay
I
off?
skip bowling. He says she's not coming. I say she hates our kids.
I'll go.
Got a girl.
I don't hate your kids.
That's because you don't know them.
You love that bit about the ice show? Why didn't you just say they were having an audience with the Pope and be done with it?
Hey, we're here. She probably would have done, Christine, if she thought it would help. That's her son. Harvey?
I'm amazed that Toby character is anybody's son. Maybe they thought it was at my place. Harvey could have, maybe ordered out.
Mom! Hey, Mom! Mom, these guys, they jumped Harvey. They what? They wanted his money, but Harvey's not a wimp. He took them. The guys jumped at him. And Harvey, boom! Just like Magnum.
Oh,
Then,
my
look
God,
out.
what happened?
Fine, fine. Schoolyard skirmish is over.
Give me your money, he said. Try and take it.
Who did that to you? Some kid, I don't know.
Feel like a fight manager.
Somebody tell me what happened.
Harvey Jr. was mugged, lost a couple of bucks, but toughed it out until the other kid pulled a knife.
Knife? He got cut. My kid got cut.
No, he was not cut with a knife. He is all right, babe.
No, this does not look like all right to me, Harvey.
That's where he took the punch. They put in a couple of stitches at the emergency
You
room.
fought this kid over money? Are you crazy?
It was almost $5. It was mine. He didn't have a right to it.
Right? What right? You could be dead, you stupid kid.
Christine, would you like some pizza and beer? Honey, how does that sound to you? A little pizza and beer? I am so sorry about the spaghetti, hon. Tell me, how is the baby?
The baby is fine. My oldest son, however, almost got himself killed today. You are in this house for 1 month.
Honey, that's a little tough on him. The kid handled himself like a man. Bottom line is, he is all right.
Bottom line, he could be dead. Well, this is perfect. There's no clean dishes here. Perfect. How am I supposed to feed home without clean dishes?
So, Slugger, how bad's the other guy look, huh?
I don't remember. I just feel dumb.
Harv's gonna get him though, won't you?
Shut up and leave me alone. Mom, I told you, I never saw this guy before.
Good. Even better, you never see him again. Now, tomorrow morning, first thing, I want you to go to the principal and report what happened. You hear me? And from now on, you will never, I repeat, never put up a fight for money.
Hey, come on, Mom. You mean I gotta be chicken?
No, I mean, you gotta be smart. You hide your money different places. That way you don't lose it all. Michael, I asked you to go in the other room.
Dad's in there. He's asleep on the couch. Mom, where's the baby gonna sleep?
Where do you think? With us?
Wrong, Harvey. The baby will sleep with me and your father.
He's lucky.
Till he's older. And then when we get a bigger place later, then he'll have a room of his own.
Me too?
Yeah, you too. All right, you finish your homework. And remember what I said. There's things you may have to fight for in your life. But money is not one of them.
Yeah, a little self-defense is good for the confidence. I was thinking of taking him down to the Y.
You're gonna teach him how to box, is that it?
Yeah.
A little right jab here, a couple left jabs there.
That's right. A little confidence is good when you're going to handle a bully.
This is a mugger. He uses a knife. He's after money. Huh? What are you going to teach your kid? How to hold his guts in when his belly's been slit open? I told those kids before, you give it up, you stay alive.
Uh-huh. And keep on giving it up every day for the rest of your life. You know, the way you talk, it sounds like you think it's your kid's fault.
No, of course not. I'm saying you don't fight for money is all.
You fight for what, then? Honor? Territory? The American way of life?
I can see where you're going with this, Harvey, and I'm not joining in.
Wait a minute. You are not talking logic here, Mary Beth. Our child's territory was invaded, just like a country's. You don't think America fights for money? Well, what about those big oil company interests in Vietnam? What about bananas? You think we'd be sending our troops into Latin America if those big companies didn't want to hang on to their fruit trees?
And now you are in outer space, pure and simple. I'm talking about our kids' survival in Queens, not American foreign policy. The kid listened to you when he walked out the door. He wouldn't know if he was going to school or joining the Marines.
Boy, you can really hit the nail on the head sometimes. I'm standing here doing the dishes, and it hits me. What do I know about this, huh? You're the cop. You deal in crime every day. Me, I putter around waiting for somebody to want a new walnut-look kitchen. You know how a man should behave on the street. You do it every day. So look, I will stay out of the way. You teach the kid how to become a man. If he listens to me, he is going to wind up unemployed with an apron around his waist.
Bob, you're between jobs is all. There'll be another one.
I'll finish these in the morning.
Oh, hey, honey, come on. We know better than this. Harv Jr.'s all right. That's the important thing, right?
Right. Good night.
You're not unemployed.
Should have folded sooner.
We all should have folded sooner.
I'm saving to take my wife to Miami. Now I can't afford Coney Island. What am I going to tell Shirley?
Tell Shirley a shark ate your money. It's the truth. Nice jacket, Newman.
You can touch it if you like. You guys paid for it. Sharp style, huh? What Rob Lowe will be wearing in a couple of years?
Somebody better warn Rob Lowe.
Anytime you high rollers want another game, please let me know. I could use another one in camel.
You believe him?
No. I never thought I'd meet a worse winner than you.
Morning, Good morning.
How you doing?
Okay. Pete's is still marching through Georgia. But I'm all right. How's the crime victim?
Okay, a little quiet maybe, but he went to school like usual.
Cagney, Lacey, sorry to hear we lost the Carruthers case. You two did a lot of good work on that. But I got another one here for you. No complaints, please, Sergeant Cagney. The Apollo Messenger Service missing a couple of bicycles. Looks like a ticked-off ex-employee has copped them. Check it out.
Oh, Lieutenant, we got cut off at the knees in court. Couldn't we have a case that's a little more, I don't know, uplifting?
Uplifting? You want uplifting? Take an elevator. Look, this guy's business may not be important to you, but to him it is a very big deal. He doesn't care whether you're stimulated by your work today or not. He wants his bicycles back. You got that? So go get him.
Yes, sir, as soon as we file the last of the Carruthers report, sir.
Can I talk to you, Cagney?
Not right now, is Becky. I gotta crack a big bicycle ring.
I got a proposition for you. Just take a minute.
No, it'll take a second. No.
Hey, Chris, we really miss you at the poker game. No, I mean it.
Sure you do. I wiped all of you out.
The first one. And now we're losing all our shirts to Newman.
That creepy little jerk?
Yeah, I know, it's humiliating. So I got to thinking about the first time you played with us.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, you're terrific. Pretending you didn't know how to play the game. You really suck at us.
Yeah, great game.
You want to do it again? You could suck a Newman. Just turn on that wide-eyed, innocent look the first game. After that, bam, you sting.
Let me get this straight. You big boys want me to hit on the little 12-year-old over there with the fast fingers?
Uh-huh.
You gonna bankroll me?
Sure. We'll even throw you down some extra dough.
I want 30% of all my winnings.
30%?
50% if I let you live it down.
Okay. 30%. You got a deal. Coleman told me to tell you there's some guy outside in the interview room. Says it's urgent, something about the Carruthers case.
What happened to business first?
Business was first.
People don't care about consequences anymore. They don't care about other people.
Yes, sir. Wouldn't you like to sit down, sir?
A man tries his darndest to make a good life for his family. He sacrifices whatever he has to, and it can all blow up in his face. Turn to garbage, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, you wanted to see us about the Carruthers case, is that right?
That's right. That's right. It was awful, him being let off like that. Set loose. It shouldn't happen. He'll never stop. He'll never learn like that. He'll just keep on hurting other people, and I can help you change that.
Well, that would be good, sir. But maybe we should start with your name.
Carruthers. Jacob Carruthers. I'm Toby Carruthers' father.
Found innocent by a jury. He can't be touched. Double jeopardy.
But, sir, Jacob Carruthers is ready to testify that his wife lies habitually for her son.
Mrs. Carruthers covered for him in a fruit stand robbery 2 years ago, the father said. The grand jury dropped it before trial for insufficient evidence.
Could we reopen that case, sir?
No, you two are talking about an armed robbery that happened 2 years ago. That trail's cold by now. On the other hand, Mr. Joseph Brady, owner of the messenger service, had his bikes ripped off last night. How about him?
How about giving it to Newman?
What?
Well, why not? Lacey and I, when we were green, we got all the boring cases.
Forget it, Cagney. Why don't you sit down, Lacey? Now, where was his conscience-stricken father when you needed him? Huh?
Apparently, he thought it was a cinch his son would be thrown in jail for the last caper. Imagine that.
With due respect, sir, Toby Carruthers is a violent man. He broke 3 bones in that girl's face on his last job. The father coming forward, it's like a gift, sir. Now, with the old case, looks like we have a witness. Please, sir, maybe we could lock this man away for a long time, sir.
Lieutenant, I think...
Please. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you 3 days, and that's it. No matter what you get, it's over.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
But first, I want you to see this man about his bikes. If that's all right with you, Sergeant Cagney?
Of course, Lieutenant Samuels.
That's reassuring, Sergeant Cagney.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. You practically smothered him with, oh, please, sir. Why, it's like a gift, sir.
Good manners,
Thank
Christine.
you, sir.
Never go out of style, especially when you want something.
I got nothing to say to either one of you.
Mrs. Carruthers, we understand your loyalty to your son.
My son is innocent. The jury said so. You've got no business bothering me here at my work.
We wanted to talk to you about another robbery, ma'am. It happened about 2 years ago. You might remember, a 65-year-old Korean gentleman was beaten up, and he identified your son as the man who robbed him.
Well, he was wrong. My son was with me.
Susan, could we turn this off so
no,
we can
you
talk?
can't. It's fixed.
Well, fine. Why don't I just move over here where we can hear each other better?
Perjury is a very serious offense, and if you prove, you're not going to prove nothing. My son does not go around robbing and beating up people. He's my only child. Think I don't know my own son?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
That woman is as much a criminal as her son.
A mother wants to protect her child, Christine. I mean, it's hard to know where to draw the line sometimes. You start by making excuses for little things, maybe, and pretty soon it gets out of hand. That kind of love can push you around.
Well, at least the father had his head on straight.
Oh, the father's so down on his own kid, he sounded like he wanted to lock him up himself. I mean, the mother is a different story. She thinks the boy has wings. Now, think what that does to a child. Two people pulling in different directions.
That's easy for you to say, Mary Bessie. You got two good kids. You were lucky. You were. What if the third one turns out differently? Did you ever see The Bad Seed?
That's a terrible thing to say. You
What?
take that. That's like putting a curse on my baby. Take it back.
I was just
Take it back. I take it back. Thank you.
I'm glad you're not overreacting.
Did you say something?
Remember when you used to talk about being pregnant with the boys? How you said you were always happy and mellow.
I did not say mellow. Blissful is what I said.
Blissful. When was that? The second trimester? The third?
The fourth.
You better step on it, honey. We're gonna be late for the Lamar's class. Just a minute. Yes, sir.
We're looking for Harvey Lacey.
That's me.
Harvey Lacey we want to talk to is 14. Your son?
My son, what's up? What's wrong?
We've got reports your son was involved in some major property damage.
Well, who are these reports from?
We need to speak with your son, sir.
Whoa, I am going to have a little more information here first.
Your son could be in a lot of trouble, mister. Don't make it worse.
Hey, whoa, you take it easy. Don't be threatening this family here. Who do you think you are accusing my boy? You got a warrant? Either of you guys got a warrant? Then get the hell out of here.
Are you trying to talk yourself into a trip down, buddy? Is that what you want?
For what? For what? Name it.
Hey.
Get out of this house.
Hold on. I'm Detective Lacey, 14th Precinct. Will somebody tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on. These guys, they are at a hand. That's why they can get out of here right now.
Do I know you? You're Johnson. Al Johnson used to walk a beat in Manhattan, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Detective Lacey?
I'm sorry. I should have recognized the name. But your husband did come on a little strong there, Detective.
Harvey, let me talk to them a minute, huh?
Hate to bother you at home, but someone threw some bricks in Carl Lomas's TV repair about 4 blocks from here. Some broken glass, some TV sets damaged. Could come to a lot of money.
You think my son is involved?
Mr. Lomas filed a complaint. Look, Detective, you talk to your son. Tell us if anything. Well, give us a call, huh? We'll sit on this a couple more days.
Thank you, Officer Johnson. I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't do it.
Were you hanging around Mr. Lomas's store today?
I don't know who Mr. Lomas is. Why would I do that?
I don't know. I was hoping that you could help me understand.
Mom.
Harvey, this is a family. Everybody here loves you. You could talk to us. You could tell us the truth.
Mom, I told you, I don't know what they're talking about. Why don't you believe me? Don't you have to go to your baby class?
Hon?
There's more to talk about here, Harvey.
Mary Beth, he says he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Case closed.
Harv.
You're not paying attention. Case closed. Hmm?
See your quarter, and I bump you $1.
I'm out.
Me too.
If I want to stay in the game, I put in $1.
That's right.
Bum, 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 bum.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna bump your $1.
Bump is only when you raise. Are you going to raise? Cagney.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna raise your bump here, and you keep confusing me when you change the terms on me.
Just put in the $1. That's right. Anybody else?
Just the two.
That means you called me. I got a full house.
Diamonds and hearts, all the same color.
It's all the same color, but it's not a flush.
You got a pair of sevens here.
Tough luck, Cagney.
That's not a good hand?
Maybe you should stop now and save some of your money.
Don't you patronize me, Newman. Just shut up and deal. Or bump. Whatever it is you do.
Two thugs in blue uniforms barge into our home, and you take their word over your son's.
I didn't say that, Hawk.
Why would he throw bricks through a TV store, for God's sakes? Why? What happened to motive?
I don't know. I'm tired.
I want to know why the whole world is badgering our son all of a sudden. Maybe you think he's Al Capone, huh? Next week he's flying off to Peru to pick up some heroin.
Oh, will you quit flying off the handle? I'll take care of it tomorrow.
You and the other cops, huh? I'll stick with Harvey Jr.
Oh, damn it, Harv. It's not a matter of sticking with anybody.
Oh, yes, it is, Mary Beth. Faith and loyalty are family words. Words that mean you care about what is inside your home first, before anything else. Before your job. Before being a cop. I hope you remember how to be a mother again before this next one's born.
Oh, that's nice, Harv. That is very good.
Where you going?
I'm going to sleep. Alone.
Hey, Newman. Getting nervous? Got yourself a little competition now, huh? Did you see me draw that full home in the last hand?
House. Full house.
Isn't that what I said? Anyway, I want my $38 back, so you better save a chair for me at the next game. Because this time, I'm gonna clear the room.
Table. You clear the table.
Whatever.
Aren't you laying it on a little thick?
There's not a man alive who thinks a woman can play, talk, or even think poker. So you think this fruit stand guy is gonna have anything doing Carruthers?
Well, we'll find out if we ever get there. Oh, will you look at this? Perfect timing. Chris, as soon as we're finished, I'd like to take my lunch out and go to Queens, okay?
It's a long drive for a sandwich, Mary Beth.
No, it's, Hawk Jr.'s in a little trouble. I thought I'd go out there and talk to somebody. Is this guy taking his own sweet time or what?
The school counselor?
No, it's a complaining witness.
You want to speed it up, mister?
Hold your horses, lady. You'll get there.
No thanks to you, fella.
So what's going on?
Oh, nothing. There's some broken windows. He says he didn't do it, but every time he says he didn't do it, he gets this look on his face. Completely blank. His eyes look like big plates. Like those guys in lineup trying not to look like themselves. He's acting like a criminal.
This is a public street here.
Hey, give me a break, will you, lady?
Break? I'll give you a break. Now, crumb 'em!
You know, Mary Beth, sometimes you have to believe children even if all the evidence is against them.
Huh?
My brother, Brian, the angel, he wanted to tattoo my storybook doll with his wood-burning set. It was the fairy princess doll, too. So we got into this tugging match, you know? And all of a sudden, he just lets go. And he bites right into his own arm. I mean, chomps right into it. Drew blood, too, I think. And then suddenly, he just goes running off and he's crying to my mother that I bit his arm. I got my behind tanned, I'll tell you, and I was grounded for 2 weeks. They didn't believe me. See what I mean?
I don't think that Harvey Jr. knows anybody as demented as Brian. I hope he doesn't know anybody as demented as Brian.
Hey, lady, you better move your car. You're holding up traffic.
Hey! Hey! You touch my car again, you smart mouth! I will personally feed you summons for lunch! Peace! Bye! Peace, you smart mouth! You are in danger, and you don't even know it. Get out of here!
You're right, Mary Beth. Good manners do pay off.
The robbery was a long time ago. My father is all well now. It doesn't matter anymore.
Ma'am, your father is not the only one this man beat up. There were other victims and other robberies, and anything that you can remember might help us.
My father is the one you should talk to. He was the one who was hurt.
Yes, we understand that, but according to our reports, your father's English was poor, and we're looking for a more exact description.
No, no, Abajayo. Ever since the robbery, he has been taking English lessons. He wants to be a citizen. These lady policemen want to talk to you about the robbery.
Robbery?
Congo.
I remember. I remember.
Well, we need a better description than what we had before.
Long time ago.
We realize that, sir.
Many language classes since. Citizen soon.
Good for you. About the robbery?
Big man, Manigo, Ringo, Watchko.
How big? 6 feet?
Maybe shorter. Big.
Could you identify him from a photograph?
My father already identified him. But attorney said the man had an alibi. They were afraid my father's testimony would not hold up in court. My father's English was not so good then, not like now.
Sir, our records show an antique gold pocket watch.
Yes, watch. Gold from GI Buddy many years ago. name inside.
Yeah, the inscription, Dooku Kang, Seoul, 1953.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time. And if you or your father think of anything else, you give us a call.
Thank you.
잠깐. Good for baby.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, we're back to square one. Now, if we're gonna crack this thing, we have to leap on the mother with both feet.
Oh, let's leave her out of it, Chris.
What is it with you and that woman? Are you related or something?
I understand what she's doing, that's all.
Oh, you do? When was the last time you stood up in a court of law and lied for somebody? That was different.
Why? Because it was in the line of duty or because I was lying for you?
She's a perjurer, Mary Beth.
And I would have been too. If you hadn't stopped me, I was protecting somebody I care about the same as her.
No, it is not the same thing. It is not. Her lies have hurt a lot of people, including that young witness whose facial bones you were so worried about yesterday.
All I'm saying is I understand the mother's motives, all right? Can we go to Queens now?
It's all the same to you, Mary Beth. I don't want to drop this case right in the middle of the day.
Well, right this minute, the only son I can think about is my own.
We've got 2 days, Mary Beth. And this kid is out there right now with his gun probably pointed at someone else's face.
All right. I'll drop you off. I will go to Queens, and I'll pick you up at the precinct in 1 hour.
Lois, I know my own kid. He wouldn't do anything. What is this? Why would he bother? Give me a reason. Just give me a reason. That's all I'm looking for. A reason! What are you doing here?
The same as you.
Mary Beth, that man will not listen to reason. He insists our kid broke his window. My kid would not do that!
Harvey, maybe I should talk to him, too.
I'm telling you, man, that jerk is so worked up he doesn't know what he saw.
Well, if the man is insisting that Harv Jr. was involved...
He is wrong. What are you doing, looking for evidence against your own kid?
I'm looking for the truth.
The truth? You can hear it in your own house. Listen to your son. You don't need to go all over the neighborhood pumping strangers.
Harvey, you remember when he was 8 years old and you sent him down the store for fresh blueberries so we could have pancakes? And he ate almost all of them on the way home. And he stood in that kitchen with his hands and face all covered with blueberry juice, shaking his head. No, didn't do it, Dad. Honey, I swear to you, he's got that same look on his face as he did then. Didn't do it, Dad. You want to quit fighting?
I guess I've been a little touchy, huh? Maybe.
Maybe.
Give me a break, Mary Beth. I haven't had a job in 3.5 weeks. It gets to a guy.
Harvey, we both work. Even Stephen. Your jobs come in lumps, is all. Anyway, you got all the looks in the family.
Liar.
Yeah. Harvey Jr. gets all that from me.
He's not guilty till I see the blueberry juice, okay?
Okay.
I was proud of being a father.
Yes, Sarah, I'm sure you were.
I can't understand what I ever did that was wrong. Why should I have a son that anybody'd be ashamed of? When I see the people that he's hurt,
Oh, you say that your son lived here with you?
yeah. Had a cot over there. We had a deal. He'd work for me, and I'd give him free room and board. A little extra. Part-time. So he could get another job, but no. No, he stopped working. Just slept here a couple of days a week. You know, It's not a crime to be raised poor. I was, out in the middle of Arkansas. And you worked out there, by God, where the family didn't eat.
I understand that, sir.
We grew up with rules, ways you behaved, lived by the commandments, and that's what mattered. My father used a belt on me plenty of times. Spare the rod and spoil the child, he said. He was right.
Mr. Carruthers, did your son, Toby, leave anything that would help us?
Nah, nothing. Just some trashy books, disposable lighters. I threw it all out. Except this pocket watch. Figured, I don't know what it figured. Here. I know he never bought it.
Well, this is a big help, Mr. Carruthers.
He just couldn't take it. Stayed a baby. Ran to his mother. She'd scream if I even touched him. Treated him like he would break. That boy came between us. He ruined our marriage. I'm so ashamed of him.
It's not true.
Mrs. Carruthers, we have a gold watch that the robbery victim has already identified. It is the same gold watch that your son gave his father.
He turned on his only child. It's a crime. That man's blood runs in Toby's veins. We finished with him a long time ago, me and my boy. He is still trying to ruin us.
He's trying to stop your son from hurting somebody else so he could lead a decent life, become a man you could both be
My
proud
son
of.
knows more about being a man than his father ever knew. He takes care of me, and I take care of him. We love each other.
Wait a minute. Mrs. Carruthers, wait a minute. We are not asking you to betray your son. We've already got all the evidence we need. We've got him dead to rights. But if you go into that court of law and you lie on the witness stand again, then you will be charged with perjury.
What happens next time? When Toby doesn't stop at beating in some girl's face? You gonna cover for him when he kills somebody? How you gonna feel having a murderer for a son? Mrs. Carruthers. Tough lady. That's a lonely lady. Never let her child out of her womb. Boy didn't have a chance.
Yeah, she's still trying to protect him, too.
Well, protecting your child's the easy part. I wouldn't have to think. I'd kill for my kid. No, it's letting him grow up and get hurt. That's not so easy. Carry him in your body 9 months, your heart pumps the same blood. But some piece of him is always going to be with you. Let him go. That's the hard part. I don't know, Chris, he's lying to me. I can't prove it, and I know he is. He threw those bricks.
You could always turn him over to juvenile authorities. They could scare the hell out of him. Just spank his hand, send him home on probation.
Now, what does that teach him? He gets hauled in, he gets a lawyer, he gets a lot of attention. Some social worker listens to him whine, boom, he's out the door.
You don't want him locked up, do you?
No. But we see kids every day bragging how they've been busted 5 or 6 times. Makes them look cool to their friends. It doesn't cost them anything, no good.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna talk to Harv.
Send Michael down to Mrs. Kanaka's, put Harvey Jr. in his room. Alone at last, Mary Beth.
Last call I got before I left work was from the 110th in Queens. The description of the other kid that threw the brick in Mr. Lomas's store fits Harv Jr.'s good friend, Tommy Aquinas, up and down. So I called Tommy. This is Detective Lacey, I said. Put the fear of God into him. Told me the whole thing is Hoff Jr.'s idea. To get back at Jake Lomas, who is the owner's son.
Get back at him for what?
Jake Lomas is the one that stole his money and busted his head in. Now, Harvey Jr. told us that he didn't know the kid. So, he didn't only lie to us once. He's been lying the whole time.
You were right.
Oh, I didn't want to be right, Hoff. I wanted to believe that he didn't do it. And now I want to pretend the whole thing didn't happen. No, I don't mean that. I just want to be able to trust our son again and have him trust us. And I don't know what to do.
Hey, Hotshot. Come on in and have a seat. I didn't think you'd show up, what with the stakes being doubled and all.
Look, Cagney, I think it's stupid for you to try to play, that's all.
Really? Feeling sorry for me, huh?
No, it's just that I hate taking advantage of my position, that's all.
What position's that?
Being practically a friend of the family. Call me sentimental, but after hanging out with your dad and hearing what a great gal you are...
What do you mean, my father?
Yeah, Charlie is a terrific guy. And did you know he's quite a talker after he's had a couple of beers?
Wait a second.
Jonah, he tells me, there's not a woman alive who knows more about poker than my Chrissy.
You are loaded.
To be honest, Cagney, I'm disappointed. I guess you just don't have what it takes.
What it takes? The news is good, Newman. The game is on, and it's triple the stakes.
Be my pleasure.
We'll keep it simple, just you and me, till the other guys get here.
I told him not to bother.
It's very wise. They hate to see a grown man cry. 5-card stud, head-to-head?
Sure you want to do this?
Cut the deal.
Just because your music is stinking up the airways and every damn movie star these days has zits is no reason for you to think you got your stripes in this world. You want to become king of the mountain? You got to earn it. And you're going to start by paying for the damage you did. The super is going to give you $2 an hour for every day after school.
Hey, I got basketball practice.
You got nothing until you fix your mistake. You are off the team until Mr. Lomas is paid back in full.
That's not fair.
Don't talk to me about fair. Lying to your parents, upsetting your mother, that's not fair. The world is not your oyster, kid, not yet. You got a lot of proving along the way before you got the right to tell me what's fair. Your mother and me, we are telling you.
I was doing what you told me to do. I was sticking up for myself.
Harvey, let me tell you. When you defended yourself against that punk in the schoolyard, that took guts. But throwing a brick through a man's window and running away, that doesn't take guts. That's an act of a coward. Harv, I'm real mad right now. I believed you. I believed you because you're my son, and I raised you to know your family, to know what we stand for. If you don't learn this now, you're never gonna get it. This is what it's all about, Harvey. Love. Respect. Honor. Now that's what you gotta learn before you can call yourself a man. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Let's make a new beginning here. Go see your mother. Tell her you're sorry for how much you hurt her.
I'm sorry.
The man is your father.
On a piece of paper at some city hall, maybe.
He said he wanted to see his daughter.
Oh, is that right, huh? Where's he been for the last 30 years?
You're not even curious? I can't hear you. If your father walks away empty, you may never hear from him again.
That would be nice.
Oh, you don't mean that.
Don't tell me what I mean.
Might be nice for them to have something they never had. A grandfather, I mean.
Dad, don't you dare tell them about him.
Is Dad coming back?
Why would you think he wouldn't?
Your dad didn't.
You're angry at your father, and I am not going to take the rap.
Mr. Brennan, when you were arrested, were you on a weekend pass? What were you doing in that hotel room? Where'd you get the cocaine? Were you going to use it? Were you going to sell it? You trying to protect someone? Why won't you answer my questions?
No offense, man, but I don't think I want to talk to you anymore.
Yes, you're starting to repeat yourself.
Maybe it looks like he's guilty, but I know he's not.
The kid was caught in a hotel room with 3 grams of cocaine. To top it all off, he won't talk to his lawyer, his family, or anybody else.
I was hoping as a cop you'd succeed where we failed.
Hey, I tried, all right?
I think he's scared.
Well, I think he has every reason to be.
I just don't believe that Andy Brennan could be doing coke.
What is it, that belief that's making an ACLU lawyer take a drug case?
His grandfather and my father were army buddies.
So you're doing it as a favor?
No, I'm doing this because I believe he's innocent.
Well, you're the only one who does, David. Plead him out.
Chris, he won't make a guilty plea. He's a couple of months before graduation. They kick him out of school.
Well, then there's not much you can do with a hard head like that, is there?
Unless you know another hard head who might get through to him.
Are you trying to charm me?
Will you just talk to his grandfather with me tomorrow after Andy's arraignment? I need somebody who is more objective, who's done investigative work.
I'm flattered. I also have cases of my own.
I could make it worth your while.
It's not even in my precinct.
I could be later. We could go to a movie, have some dinner.
Tonight, I am going to Queens, and I am taking pictures of my partner's family.
What are you doing afterwards?
I don't know. What am I doing afterwards? Don't touch it. Harvey Jr., I've seen you look a lot sexier than that.
It's a family portrait, Christine.
Why don't you get in there with the rest of them? Come on, Mrs. Lacey.
Muriel, please. Come be in the picture.
Maybe next time.
Mary Beth, can you get Alice to smile, huh?
In a month or 2, she'll smile. In a minute or 2, she'll cry. Snap the picture.
Okay? Good. One more. There. Perfect.
Can we go now?
Go. Get out of here. Whose idea was it to have kids, yours or mine?
Oh, Christopher, what are you doing?
When I'm lonely, this will remind me what family life is like.
Let me touch her, dear. You give your woman alone with your friend. Come on. Yeah. Come to Grandma. Come to Grandma, my little angel. Oh, my little angel.
Gotcha, Muriel.
Want some coffee?
Yeah. This is Mary Beth. That West Point cadet I was talking to you about, David wants me to help him investigate the case.
She gained 5 ounces since you saw her last.
I beg your pardon?
12 whole pounds she weighs. Can you believe it?
Well, she carries it very well. Mary Beth, you listening to me?
I'm gonna be hungry soon.
I think the kid's guilty as hell.
Warmer formula.
Thank you, sweetheart. She's 24 inches long, Christine. That's in the upper 85th percentile.
Well, maybe she'll be a basketball player.
I wouldn't mind.
Harv Jr. and Michael would love it. Al, they call her. You give her a nice name like Alice Christine, they call her Al.
Listen, Mary Beth, are you really going to come back on Monday?
Yeah, I still have to get my doctor's okay, and we have to requalify for firearms. We do that Thursday, right?
Yeah, I've got it in my calendar.
Good. You want to go look at her?
I just saw her. She's beautiful. With the possible exception of myself, she's probably the prettiest baby I've ever seen.
You really should see her when she's eating.
I have.
Not recently. She's very active now when she eats. You want to go see?
Well, maybe some other time. Tonight, I've got to write some letters and return some phone calls and pay some bills. You know how it is.
Well, if you have to go, you have to go.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming and doing the pictures.
Oh, I was glad to help out. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye, Harv.
Bye, Chris.
See ya. Bye.
Look at that face.
She does have a perfect, beautiful face, huh?
Your mother'd be happy the baby has her name.
Yeah, she'd be happy knowing I had a daughter.
Oh, I always wanted a daughter.
My mother always used to say, I hope someday you know how hard it is raising a girl. And now someday I will.
So I'll be coming each day at 7:15 if that seems right to you.
Yeah, you better get used to it, my Alice. You got a working mother.
If I got used to it, so will she.
Okay.
You look tired, dear.
I am tired. Yeah, and I'm about to get tired.
Why didn't you let me give her her bath?
Oh, no, we're doing fine. Thank you, Muriel.
Can I get her bottle?
Her daddy's doing that for her. Yeah. You know something, Alice? Anytime my mother cried, I cried too. I don't know what it was. Yeah. Nobody else did that to me. Not your daddy, not your brothers. And I love you guys as much as I did her. Probably more. Yeah. But seeing my mother cry always broke me up. Oh, I guess Grandma had other things to do. Yes. Someday you'll have other things to do, too.
Retired after 35 years. Good years in service. And all that time, I never had one black officer. Army's integrated now, but it really meant something that my grandson was going to go to West Point and become an officer.
Andy used to take his weekend passes with you?
Ever since his parents died.
Well, for the last 4 months, he's been staying in the city. Do you know why?
There's a whole lot to explore in New York.
Well, do you know where he goes, what he does, who his friends are?
All I know is that Andrew is innocent. If I wasn't sure of that, I would have never posted his bail.
Did he tell you anything about this?
He told me it was all a terrible mistake.
With all due respect, Bob, would Andy lie to you? To reassure you because he loved you?
A cadet is bound by the honor code. He doesn't lie, cheat, or steal.
Sergeant Major Brennan, if your grandson is involved in drugs, maybe the honor code doesn't mean anything to him anymore.
You don't become a sergeant major in the United States Army without being a good judge of character. I'm telling you that my grandson, Andrew, does not use drugs.
Get this, Becky. Come on, Coleman. It's not exactly a state secret. You know, all we want to know is who won the Lacey baby Prunella.
A bookmaker is like a priest. My lips are sealed.
Coleman, in magazine sweepstakes, you just send in a self-addressed stamped envelope and they send you back the winners.
You can send as many envelopes in as you want. I am not telling you who won the dough. If the winner wants to tell you, that's his prerogative.
His. He said his, and that eliminates Cagney.
What eliminates Cagney?
We're trying to find out who won the Lacey baby Prunella.
Is crime at a standstill?
Come on, Cagney. It's not like it's the only thing we're doing.
I am also trying to find a date for tomorrow night.
I'm gonna find out who won the bet.
You'll be the first to know.
If Becky gets a date, I don't want to know.
Lieutenant's looking.
Thanks, Petrie.
Cagney, I need your help. There's a man in my office. I told him he should talk to you, that you may know more about this, or at least you would know how to handle it. The bottom line is, I don't want to deal with it. So I'm going to tell him that I'm turning it over to you.
Lieutenant, would you like to brief me first? I mean, this may seem silly, but I tend to be a little less apt to screw things up if I have a vague idea of what's going on.
That man in my office is looking for his daughter.
A missing persons? They're so depressing. Give it to Newman.
Well, no, maybe this one will be different. You see, he says he hasn't seen his daughter in 30 years.
Then maybe it's best if we turn it over to missing persons.
Normally I would, but this is a special situation.
They all say that, Lieutenant.
His daughter is Mary Beth Lacey.
He really went back to the old neighborhood, huh?
Apparently. All they knew was that she was a cop now and married to a man named Lacey.
Hey, you didn't give him a phone number or address, did you?
No, I gave him nothing.
Martin's Biscuit. When I ask about him, she always clams up.
She told me he left when she was 8 years old.
I don't know much more, Chris.
You know, Harvey, he seemed like a nice man.
Oh, yeah? Well, Hitler had a hell of a smile, too.
He came back, Harvey. I mean, after all these years.
I wonder what the guy wants.
He said he wanted to see his daughter.
Oh, is that right, huh? Where's he been for the last 30 years? I mean, a man walks out on his family. What kind of a man is that?
Look, Harvey, he said he wanted Mary Beth to have this. He'll be at the Beaumont till checkout time Friday.
I'll tell her her father's trying to see her.
I think she already knows it, Harvey.
What?
He said he wrote her 3 letters. Sent him to the precinct.
She never told me.
She sent him back unopened. Moved. No forwarding address.
He had no right to go to you, that bastard.
He went to the precinct. He gave this to Chris to give to you. He's staying there till checkout time Friday. Hey, Beth, are you gonna ignore this like you did those letters?
Go check the baby and go to bed.
Just tell me why you didn't tell me that he was writing you.
It didn't interest me. And I didn't think that it would interest you.
Come on, baby. You're telling me you were not even curious?
When I was a little kid, I was curious. I was curious why he left us. I used to think about it a lot. And then I stopped. And I am not going to start again now.
Mary Beth, I hate him for hurting you. But there is more to consider here.
Not for me.
Mary Beth, the man is your father.
On a piece of paper at some city hall, maybe. Nowhere else.
Saturday is a low occupancy night, so the hotel encourages West Pointers to stay here by offering special rates.
What'd you get?
Well, Andrew Brennan registered alone, made no phone calls, charged nothing to his room, and had no visitors.
Thought you said a single room was $55 a night.
Yeah, a weekend special.
Seems you overcharged Mr. Brennan for his room.
Hey, it happens. What do you want us to do about it? Have a refund waiting for him at Rikers Island?
Let's see the room.
The music was on, very loud. We called up, nothing. Knocked on the door, still no answer. So I used my pass key.
The police report said the place was in shambles.
The guy was coked to the gills. Look what he did to this mirror, huh? When I come in, he's down on his knees, trying to gather up all this white powder off the rug.
Well, the blood test showed no sign of drugs. Is there a chance that there was someone else in this room here with him?
Like I said, he registered alone. That's the only door. So where would anybody else go? Out the windows. Hermetically sealed.
Could the cocaine have been in here before the cadet checked in?
Oh, sure. Some dude, either $500 worth of cocaine lying around the room. Come on, honey. How long you been a cop? The kid is guilty as sin.
Don't call me honey. Thank you. That honor code says that a cadet cannot lie, cheat, or steal. It says nothing about snorting.
I need basil. Where's your basil?
David, you're not listening to me.
I don't have to. Everything you're saying, you've been saying. So where the hell do you keep the basil?
I would try the spice rack. Why don't you face the facts and plead them out?
Chris, most of the time, I end up defending people who are guilty. I know it. The cops know it. The judge knows it. It's my job to protect their rights. Only this time, this once, I have a client who I know is innocent, and I want to prove it.
I'd like to help you prove it. But the fact is, you have a client who was caught red-handed. He won't even defend himself, for God's sake.
Chris.
Well, you've got nothing going for you but family loyalty and some pig-headed conviction the kid's clean.
So you think I should give up the case?
I think maybe you should just get away from it.
Maybe you're right. How about tomorrow? We both take the day off.
You and me?
Yeah.
Well, they owe me a few days.
I'll take you to this beautiful place I know upstate.
I understand why Mr. Keeler is here to see Cadet Brennan. I'm not quite so sure why Sergeant Cagney is here to see his roommate.
Why else would I go to the country?
Excuse me?
It's a background investigation, Major.
I have to tell you I couldn't be more surprised by the accusation. Mr. Brennan happens to be one of the finest cadets we have at the academy.
Mr. Brennan reports his orders, sir.
Mr. Redding reports his orders, sir.
There's no way that my roommate used drugs at the academy. Everything is unlocked and open for inspection at all times. There is no way you can hide it. And I don't think Andy used drugs in the city either. He's just not that kind of guy.
Fine. Please.
Thank you, ma'am.
How'd your roommate spend his weekends?
Doesn't talk about himself that much. But I figured he took a hotel room instead of going to his grandfather's like he used to because he had a girl.
I always assumed you cadets were pure of heart and all that.
No, ma'am. You got us confused with the Boy Scouts. See, there's not much we can't do, just as long as we don't lie about it.
I see. Well, your roommate had a single room.
There goes my girlfriend theory.
Think you might have smuggled her in?
No, ma'am. That would be a violation of the honor code. It would be stealing.
Would you mind explaining this honor code to me?
I thought we'd do some skiing while we were up there. I still don't understand why we had to come back right away.
I got a hunch.
I checked with the weekend clerk. The cadet in question did request a double room. But there was a mix-up in reservations. We only had a single available. Cadet Brennan accepted the single, but insisted upon paying for a double room.
Why would he do that?
Excuse us just one moment. Thank you. Remember in college when you paid for one room and 14 kids would pile in and sleep on the floor?
Yeah, sure.
Well, cadets can't do that. Their honor code won't allow it. If you pay for a room for one, only one person can sleep in it. If a second person sleeps in it without paying, that is stealing. Andrew Brennan paid extra for the room because someone was going to spend the night with him.
So now you think he's innocent?
I think there's a chance.
I don't play my records half as loud as she cries.
I will be the judge of what is too loud in this house.
Both of you screaming is too loud.
Hey, open up, it's me.
Go answer the door for your foreman.
Hello? Hello? This
is not the way the hunters were met by the gatherers, I'll tell you that.
The who?
Hunters and the gatherers. Haven't you ever heard of them?
They're a rock group from the 50s, am I right?
Excuse me, I get it. Hello?
Hi, Hart.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
She in?
I'm sorry, Chris. She's not at home.
Mm-hmm. She's making a salad and you're about to sit down to dinner, right?
Hey, you're good. You're very good, Chris.
I'm just trying to find out if we're still going to the firing range on Thursday.
Thursday. Yes.
Can I trust her with a gun?
Well, if not, it's been nice knowing you, Chris.
It's had its moments. Goodbye, Harv.
I don't like doing that.
Why does Muriel buy croutons? Nobody here eats croutons.
So tell her. I'll tell her.
What kept you tonight?
I just thought I'd stop off and buy some champagne.
What's the occasion?
Sit down, babe. You, remember the bit I did for Garibaldi?
Yes.
Yes? Saratoga Springs, here I come.
That's fantastic.
I got it.
Oh.
I got it,
Oh,
honey.
Harvey, that... Oh,
We got
I'm
it.
so proud of you.
We got it. Oh.
That's a barn transformed into a mall. Move over, Frank Lloyd, what's his name?
Right, yeah. I gotta leave tomorrow. I gotta get a subcontractor, a crew.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. I'll only be gone for a couple of days.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Mary Beth, it was you who wanted me to go after this job in the first place.
Yeah. So?
So it means more money towards a down payment on a house.
It also means that you'll be away from home a lot.
Yeah. But my mother will be here.
I'm not talking about your mother, Harvey. I'm talking about you.
Well, I'll be gone 2, 3 days a week for 3 months, maybe 4.
Well, why don't you just move there, Harvey? Save yourself the travel fare.
Mary
I wouldn't
Beth.
want you having a wife and family interfering with your plans.
My plans?
You want to eat before you go? Or you have to run?
Well, since when is it my plans? Look, I don't have to go till tomorrow morning.
Oh, you have time for both dinner and breakfast? Aren't we lucky?
You mad, Mary Beth?
About French dressing or Italian?
You're not mad at me.
How about French?
You're angry at your father, and I am not going to take the rap.
Who asked you to? You want to call the boys for dinner?
Yeah. You know, it might be nice for them to have something they never had. A grandfather, I mean.
Don't you dare tell them about him.
Why don't you at least find out why he left like he did?
If I wanted to find out more about disappearing acts, I could read about Houdini.
Good, then don't talk to him. Stay angry the rest of your life. But it's hurting you more than it's hurting him.
Harvey? Michael? Dinner.
I am not about to dismiss a dead bang case just because some jerk overpaid his hotel bill. Come on.
Even if it means ruining a kid's life?
Cocaine ruined this kid's life. Look, all I'm doing is my job, which is prosecuting drug offenders.
And getting a whole lot of publicity for it, too, huh, Strickland? Some headlines. Cocaine cadet snowed in at West Point.
My favorite was the tutor saluter.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yes, it was.
Not for somebody whose eye's on the borough council seat, huh, Strickland?
Ignore that. Give you one more chance at a plea bargain.
Cadet Brennan is protecting somebody.
Look, you two think he's innocent. I think he's guilty. We'll see what the jury thinks.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
If we get you proof positive that someone else owned the cocaine, will you drop the charges?
I want proof positive, and that someone else in tow.
Fine. Is there any reason your grandson wouldn't want you to meet someone he's dating?
No.
Could it be someone of whom he thinks you might disapprove?
Not Andrew.
Maybe he's embarrassed. Or doesn't want to embarrass you.
You mean, is he seeing a married lady? Or is he a homosexual? No. Andrew was brought up with the strictest sense of what's acceptable. In my family, anyway.
Which leaves us
as confused as I am. He never kept any secrets from me. None that I've known of, anyway. But maybe that's what secrets are all about.
if I can do anything more for you, Bob.
Please call if anything happens.
Sergeant Major? Cadets don't have private phones in their rooms, so if anyone needs to make a long-distance phone call, they have to use a telephone credit card.
Yeah, so what's the point, Cagney?
Well, if Brennan's been seeing someone for 4 months, Lieutenant, you know he's called her. So I thought if we subpoenaed the records, then by process of elimination, we could figure out who she is.
Let me see if I got this straight, Captain. All right? This is deemed your case, and in your spare time, you're aiding the defense. How do you explain that?
Well, macrame didn't interest me.
All right, okay. I'll give you your subpoena. But, you know, if you got this much spare time on your hands, Cagney, maybe I ought to partner you with Kyvie and put you on the Bonita case.
Lieutenant, no.
Unless, of course, Lacey's coming back.
You look great.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, do things look pretty much the same around here?
Well, I was happy to see that Quinella thing off the lawn.
You don't happen to know who won, do you?
Victor, did you miss us, Lacey?
I did, actually.
Didn't I tell you how wonderful it was to have a daughter? Over and over
And you
again.
were right every time.
I think it was Samuels. He says he doesn't bet. Maybe he didn't. He won.
Gotta be someone who's real cheap. Who hates to lend money?
You do. Maybe somebody ripped you guys off?
Welcome back.
Thank you. Have my gun and my shield.
Mary Beth.
I believe they're locked in your desk drawer, Sergeant.
If you would let me explain to you...
Thank you for safeguarding my things.
I should have come to you directly.
You got that right.
But I went to Harvey, Mary Beth, because I didn't know what to say to you. I knew what I would say to you, but I also knew what you would say back, or what you wouldn't say.
You finished? Because I don't want to be late for the firing range.
I hate it when she acts like me. You're not even curious?
I can't hear you!
Don't you want to know what he looks like? Want to know what he does for a living? What he asked about you?
Not interested.
The hell you're not. You're dying to know.
I'm here to be qualified, not analyzed, Christine.
Go ahead. Block out the world. Pretend you don't care. I know you do.
You had more information on the baby Quinella than anyone else.
Lacey's doctor.
Excuse me, Inspector. Yes, can we talk to you?
Coleman, that new watch of yours is a beauty.
You like it? Waterproof, shockproof, costs a mere $435.
What'd you do with the leftover $15?
I promise I won fair and square. Only it didn't look good. So what was I supposed to do? I had to keep the gloatings to myself, also the winnings.
That does it, Coleman. That is the last time I ever enter one of your pools.
Want a bet?
I'll take 20.
I picked these up at lunch today.
Thank you.
Picture of the 3 kids is great. And the family portrait, I must say, excellent.
Well, what do I owe you?
Nothing. It's a present.
I don't want a present.
Well, you can't always have what it is you want.
You developed the ones of her crying, too, huh?
Look, I know that in time you're going to forgive me, Mary Beth. What's it going to take for you to forgive him?
My mother used to forgive him. And every time she did, he gave her something else to forgive him for. When he ran out on her, he did us both a favor.
Look, I know talking to him would be
Good
hard.
luck with your cadet, Christine.
Mary Beth, if Father walks away empty, you may never hear from him again.
That would be nice.
Oh, you don't mean that.
Don't tell me what I mean. After he left, my mother went to work. And she was gone when I got up. She was getting home when I was going to bed. Weekends. She was so tired, I would give her breakfast. I'd rub her back. I used to read to her. I wanted to make her life a little easier. I couldn't make it better.
Is not seeing him going to make it better for her? Or you? Mary Beth, when we're kids, we make up our mind about people. But sometimes, later on, we realize that maybe we made up our minds too soon. I mean, as kids, we thought we knew everything. But we didn't.
Thank you for the pictures.
Look, you don't have to like him. You don't even have to forgive him. Why not see him, talk to him?
Because he doesn't deserve it.
Sometimes you don't get it second.
Mom, I can't get this to look like this.
Your father will be back tomorrow night. Can I wait till then?
I guess so. Mom, is Dad gonna be away a lot?
A few days a week for a few months. That's all.
But what if we need a man around and he's not here?
What, you mean like if, we blow a fuse or something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could always call the super.
Or your father.
Let me sit down. You were listening when you shouldn't have been listening, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mom, is Dad coming back?
Of course. Why would you think he wouldn't?
Your dad didn't.
Oh, Michael. This is not the same thing at all. You see, your father has gone to do a job so that we can maybe someday have a house. He's thinking about us. My father went away and never came back because he was the sort of person that thought only about himself. Your father is not like that. I bet you think it'd be maybe neat to have a grandfather, huh? You deserve a better one than him. See, what my father did, walking out on us, I feel that is unforgivable.
So you don't want to see him or speak to him again?
That's right.
I hope I never do anything that's unforgivable.
Oh, baby. Oh. You could never do anything that I wouldn't be able to forgive you for. You're my son.
But he's your dad.
Well, I have the phone number. She lives at the Clara Barton Residence for Women on 10th Street, and in the past 3 months, you have called there 35 times. Now, if I have to, I can talk to every one of the 60 women who live there. It can't be that hard to find out which one's been dating a cadet. Look, Andy, I'm gonna find the girl. And I'm going to get you out of this mess whether you want it or not. So why don't you just give me the name, okay? Damn it, will you listen to me? I didn't get out of bed at 4:30 this morning and drive 50 miles to talk to some stubborn kid who's staying silent because of some outmoded sense of chivalry.
Is that what it is? Outmoded?
You're damn right that's what it is. Now, why are you protecting her?
That's what a man does for the woman he loves.
You're gonna give up your entire career for some cokehead?
Haven't you ever had anyone who loved you enough to give up everything for you?
You're living in another century.
Are you all that happy with this one?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the maid in the hotel described you. She loves the ballet. Said you can always tell a dancer by the way she walks.
Please leave.
I think the two of you had a fight in the hotel room that night because you wouldn't give up the cocaine. Of course, nobody could hear it because the music was so loud.
Look, I've got a performance to
The
prepare
coke
for.
spilled. Now, maybe he knocked it out of your hand. But you took off before the hotel security arrived. Now, how am I doing?
I don't have to talk to you.
Well, Susan, I checked you out. You've already got 2 priors. Think you can get off on probation again?
You can't prove anything.
A conviction will ruin his career. Don't you care about Andy?
Full turn. Range attack.
I loved him. He said he loved me, but not enough to take me home and meet his grandfather. I was afraid what he'd say.
He hurt you, so you're hurting him.
All he'll get is suspended sentence.
He will get expelled from West Point. Do you know what that'll do to him?
Ashamed of himself. Like he's ashamed of me.
Back to 5th position.
You can't pin anything definite on the girlfriend, right?
I doubt it. Nobody noticed her. And the cadet won't talk.
So that's it, huh? I'm supposed to give up on a dead bang win for a walk.
And the knowledge that you're doing the right thing and not prosecuting an innocent man.
Will that get me?
Oh, I get it. You've already started holding your press interviews, haven't you, Strickland?
Let me guess your position. Down with leniency on recreational drugs. No one's above the law.
Afraid you're gonna look like a fool if you let go of the case, right?
I'm not worried.
Well, you should be, because you're going to look even more like a fool if a detective sergeant from the NYPD gets on the stand and starts testifying on behalf of the defense. Where would your dead bang case be then?
Or your political future.
Let me remind you, Detective Sergeant Cagney, you have no official jurisdiction in this case. It's outside the 14th precinct.
And let me remind you, Counselor, that any police officer may be subpoenaed by any attorney for any case of which she has knowledge.
Don't you two have someone else to harass?
No.
All right, you win. I dropped the damn case.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
I hope you enjoyed your visit, Mr. Zabriskie.
Thanks, Eddie. It did. It's nice. It's Zabiskie. Zabiskie.
Zabiskie. Right, sir. Your bill is all ready, sir. All you have to do is sign it.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Eddie. Maybe you'll remember next time.
Thank you, sir. I sure will.
Macbeth. Macbeth.
No.
Macbeth. Please. Please. You look so much like your mother, it startled me. I bet you didn't know who I was, huh? Well, I'm A little older than you remember. This is just so you can be sure. It's my business card. You look a lot older. Very beautiful. You're the image of your mother. Would you like to go somewhere? We could get some lunch. I promise I won't ask you to eat your vegetables or green food, as you used to call it. Or would you like to take a walk?
If you're leaving, I wouldn't want to hold you up.
No. Why do you think I came here?
I have no idea.
Wait, Beth. Your mother and I, we were young. I didn't know what I wanted. I kept messing up. I couldn't handle responsibility. I couldn't accept it. And a wife and a kid at 19? I wasn't ready to be anybody's father.
Bad timing, huh?
And bad character. But it's better now. I want you to know that.
I have no intention of getting to know you, okay?
Beth, please, I'm your father. We're family.
No, we're related, is all. Exactly. Family's not what you're born into. Family's what you make of it. Family's what you didn't have time for.
I do now.
I don't.
Please. Okay. All right. Would you do one thing for me? Would you just tell me about my grandchild? As the lieutenant said you were on maternity leave.
My husband and I have 3 children, Harvey Jr., Michael, and Alice.
Alice. That would have made her happy.
How the hell do you know what would have made her happy?
Hey, Beth.
She told me that she knew she could never love anybody else. She didn't even want to try. A whole lot of women wasted waiting for a memory to come back. Not me. I don't know you. I can't remember loving you. I loved him so much. And I missed him so much. I didn't know where he was. And I would ask my mother, and she didn't want to talk about it. She never wanted to talk about him. It made her cry. And we know what happened when she cried. Pictures. See that?
You okay, babe?
Yes.
You saw him, didn't you?
Yes. I'm not forgiving him, Harv. I'm not.
I know. I know. I'll never leave you, Mary Beth.
I know. Thank you, Harv.
Oh.